Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Geek Fruit Show. My name is Tejas, with me is Dinkar.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going very nicely. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
So polite.
And with me is also Jishnu.
Hello.
How are you, Jishnu?
Dandy.
Great. So, the Geek Fruit Show, where we talk about movies and television, everything in pop culture from India and Hollywood and everywhere in between. Today, we're going to be...
how are you measuring the in-between?
Are we going east or are we going west?
Correct.
Because either
you
you
go
include
the other way
Japan
around.
and you ignore Europe.
No,
or you include
everything is
Europe
in between.
And you ignore...
Everything is in between.
Ah, yes.
Come on. It's you flat earthers. Anyway, listen.
I love Aussie cinema.
All right. Listen, guys. If you love this show, I know you do. I know we're only 3 episodes in. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, because we found that only a small percentage of you are watching this and are not yet subscribed.
I think you had it right when you said a small percentage of you are watching this.
just you can leave it there.
So don't forget to hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment.
Our audience is everyone in between India and Hollywood.
You're right.
But a small percentage of them.
A small percentage, and they're all in between. Here's the other thing you could do. Leave a comment or email us at contactgeekfruit@gmail.com. And we'll talk about it, I suppose. Let's move on. It's a great day for podcasting. The first thing I want to talk about is recap some of the stuff that happened in the month that just went by.
Mm-hmm.
Though I suspect it felt like a lighter month and has given me a vibe that maybe this year is not filled with the blockbuster goodness that we had in the few years before this. We'll get to it.
Go on.
But let's talk about some of the stuff that came out last month. Let's open with Furiosa.
Yes.
A Mad Max Saga. Is that what it is?
It is a Mad Max Saga.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the Furiosa film. This was announced a long time ago, especially after the success of Charlize Theron as the titular character in her character in this film, but not the titular character in Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
But Mad Max had come back after a while. George Miller did a bunch of things, won an Oscar for Happy Feet, did a bunch of other things. In the middle, he actually made a movie called, 3,000 Years of Longing? Did you watch that, by the way?
I didn't.
It was awesome. It was
Yeah?
really, really good. Yeah.
Really?
It was like a very offbeat kind of like fable, almost folklore kind of movie, starring Idris Elba as a genie, as a jinn.
Right.
Very Arabian Nights-y, and also Tilda Swinton.
Was this also in the Great Plains of Australia?
They start having a relationship or something,
yeah,
right?
it's all like told in like chapters of like a folktale kind of stories, and her story gets like intertwined with it. But I just thought it was a random movie. I caught it in literally the only week it was playing here, and it was just like a lovely, weird film that is just full of good acting, good cinematography, and George Miller is like he's a born storyteller. I think it was a really nice film.
He's great,
and it was a good change of pace, literally from the Fury Road.
Sure.
But he comes back, and as somebody said on Reddit, or maybe a comment I read somewhere, George Miller basically makes the same movie every 10 years, and everybody seems to love it, which is the Mad Max movies. And here he is again. Did you watch it, Dinkar?
I did watch Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga.
A Mad Max. I just know you missed this one.
Because I saw the first one, and it's
not the first one.
I saw
the
Mad
fourth
Max,
one.
Yes, episode 4. I really enjoyed the time in the theater, but I'm not in no rush to go back there. Like, because you can't deny like how visceral it is. It's just like, wow, this is impressive.
Yeah,
It's just not my cup of tea, so I'm in no rush to see Furiosa.
No, fair
But
enough.
I don't know if will the movie be any good on the small screen?
Have you ever watched any other Mad Maxes?
I've not.
Okay.
The Mel Gibson films.
The Gibson
Yeah. They're about as frenetic in pace, but I think there was a long gap in the advancement of technology between those films and these, and then suddenly it just was revitalized by just VFX, and George Miller's vision could like finally
scale. I think is the biggest
insane
difference.
scale. Yeah, and I will say that Mad Max, the original, like not the Fury Road, felt like it had a great experience for everybody in the cinema. But like Avatar, and this is no disrespect to Mad Max because I actually don't like Avatar. In terms of cultural footprint, it didn't have this lasting kind of thing where I watched it back maybe a couple of times.
You said it did or didn't?
It didn't for me.
Fury Road.
I think people reference it as a great action film. But I think it's not commonly referenced as much, at least in the zeitgeist, at least, or what
That's interesting. Yeah.
What do you think?
I feel like it had a footprint.
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
but
it definitely
I also
did.
think that it's pretty unique. Like, even though it's not my cup of tea, I can like really tell that it is it felt unique to me. I was like, oh, this is different. Like at least it's not like most action films, because it's just like by nature of the type of story that it is and like how it's set and everything being literally in motion, it could not be more kinetic. And a lot of action films have their beats that are pretty cyclical. Like people follow a similar format for the most part, and some do better than others.
Formula, yeah.
And this one, I think, just because of like how he's got his setting, I think it felt like it made an impact.
Do you
to me.
think it didn't have as much of a cultural imprint because of the fact that it's not easily replicable, that it is so unique? Like, we tend to look at things as having like an impact on culture when they're repeated, right? Like you see more sequels, you see like more content being
I mean,
made
this
around
is still the fourth film, if I'm not mistaken,
I suppose
in the
so,
Mad Max Saga.
Interesting.
But I guess it just felt like a refresh. It was almost like a reboot.
You're
In
onto
many ways,
something there.
With new Mad Max.
With it being the fourth and only being as much of a relevant thing in the zeitgeist, you're onto something there, because then it really should, because it's the fourth.
Well, it was greenlit for this film, right? Like they decided to go with Furiosa as the lead character. But this movie has not done well at the box office.
Yeah, that's
in fact, it
Why is
surprised
that?
me.
Why is that?
And I was also, and I think it's for the same reason. I was not excited for this film. Like I was like, oh, cool, new Mad Max movie, but Furiosa, but no Charlize Theron. So I was like, okay, but I was like willing to give it a shot. But I think maybe it's coming hot off the heels of Dune 2, or maybe the desert theme
much
is
desert.
Too much.
is kind of like done for the year, whatever it is. But I went for it regardless, and it was fucking amazing. It was so good.
I am confused by why this movie is not doing well, because thoughts on it.
Go on.
I also thought it was amazing. It's a lesser Mad Max Fury Road in many ways.
Yeah.
It doesn't have quite the same impact, but I think that's for multiple reasons. It doesn't have like the freshness that a Fury Road had. at the
Sure.
time
Right,
it
the
came
novelty
out.
is gone.
Sure.
Right? It's no longer like a...
Yeah, but I mean, of course, that movie works beyond just the novelty factor, and that's why Furiosa works as well. It's just not as tight as Fury Road, and it's not as fresh as Fury Road.
But I
it's
think it
still
has
a very good movie.
I think it has some things going for it that Fury Road does not.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's more going on here. I mean, for starters, there's more of a story than Fury Road ever had.
That was my
Yeah.
first question, guy, because I don't remember the story of
So,
Fury Road.
I mean, it's very simple that Furiosa is one of the agents of this guy called Immortan Joe. I don't know if you remember.
who's
guy
the
with mask.
main bad guy in the...
That's it,
right?
Fury Road, yeah.
Yeah, and basically she's kind of like she's trying to rescue these I guess these kind of
The wives.
the
his
wives from like who are
His concubines.
his concubines. Thank you. Yeah. So and she successfully. I mean, in Fury Road, that's basically what she does with the help of Max. And in this movie, it kind of sets up. Literally, it's almost like Rogue One to to Star Wars. So just kind of like from the time she's a child to how she becomes Furiosa, until the point where she starts to escape with. Joe's wives, yes.
I saw little clips, and I've heard a lot of talk about how impressive the aging was for like the younger Anya Taylor-Joy into older Anya Taylor-Joy.
Awesome.
Do they do it since you brought up Rogue One? Do they do any kind of Anya Taylor-Joy into Charlize Theron, like Princess Leia coming back?
This is not
kind
a
of thing?
spoiler, but they in the end credits has shots from Mad Max Fury
Mad
Road
Max,
in
yeah.
it to kind of just
was fun choice.
yeah,
Cool.
cool. I thought it was cool because it literally just shows you that, and then it goes on to Mad Max.
Cool.
It made me want to watch Fury Road again.
Yeah, that's kind of the
Yeah, it did that well. I will say, just like in terms of like the action, obviously it's really good. There's one spectacular sequence which is on the Fury Road, which is fucking insane. It's honestly like the action. I didn't think it was going to get better, but it does. Like I think some of the action in this is as good as any film.
Awesome. Do they bring back bass player?
There is a bass player, but not Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, and
Does he have fire?
Wait, is that not only in the last sequence?
It's there is
In the credit sequence, right?
no there is a.
When do you see a bass player?
I think there's those guys.
And also, it's not a bass he's playing, is it?
Wasn't
It's
it
like
bass?
it's just a.
Oh, I thought it's a bass. It's like a
Is
Royal
it? I
Blood
don't
type.
remember.
It's a 6-string bass. Bass
I
6.
see.
Yeah.
Right.
But I will say one of the highlights of this movie is Chris Hemsworth, who is always never kind of like given the props he deserves as a dramatic actor, even though he plays like a chaos agent, like very Joker-esque in this film.
He's Joker.
He's Joker. Yeah.
Cool.
And,
Yeah, I mean, the only dramatic thing I've seen him do was like one scene in Endgame, which really sold
Oh,
it.
he sold it.
This
He
isn't
was really
like,
great.
This
You're not
isn't
saying
purely.
Black Hat?
I know he's
Okay,
capable.
anyway.
This is not purely dramatic though. Like there's, I think
He's
got
got a
like
crazy villain energy.
He's got crazy villain energy, but I think there is a like. Chris
Childishness?
Hemsworth is like a charming guy.
He is.
Right?
He's
Just
so
personality-wise.
good.
Yeah.
And he managed to bring that. So like an Immortan Joe in Fury Road is like a despicable villain. Like,
Yeah.
From everything, like from character design down to like just the way he speaks.
And he's pretty
everything.
two-dimensional in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
This guy
depth.
is like a cult leader of sorts. And
awesome.
I mean, I'd be in a cult that Chris Hemsworth is running. It's just, he's got like, there's a sense of humor to it. There's like a charm. He's got
And he's
a-
also like nuts. He's very unpredictable
Yeah.
also as a villain. And there is, okay, I mean, there's one... there's not a lot of dialogue in this film. A lot has been said about how Anya Taylor-Joy has basically 38 lines of dialogue in the whole
Really?
film. She does, yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't
Chris
say much.
Hemsworth has the most dialogue,
He has the
probably.
most. And it kind of boils down to one bantery, kind of like a monologue at the end of the film,
Yeah.
which is mint. And,
Nice.
you know, and it brought
From
to...
Hemsworth.
Yeah, it's both of them kind of talking, but it's mostly Hemsworth kind of like defending his entire life choices. Okay.
Sure.
And it's added a level of kind of gruesome brutality and depth to the Mad Max films and why the people behave that they do in the way that they do, in a way that no other film, I feel like, hasn't done it in the other films.
Sure.
And it's really, really
I
well
also
done.
love that as a device. It doesn't end with like a big action showdown.
Yeah, it
Basically
really
ends
doesn't.
with like a long conversation.
It's awesome.
And
okay.
it's made that way. Suddenly like the pace changes up. They're literally like alone in this wide expansive desert talking.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Nice, speaking my language.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And you know, I love when movies do this. Like a couple of things that I've seen recently, like Shogun is one of those that, you know, lets the action kind of happen during the show to keep you invested. But then when it comes to the main part, it's like mostly just dialogue. Like Civil War also reminded me of that. The ending, I know, has a bit of action, but like most of it's a kind of a smaller. It goes from a very big film to a very small kind of insular fight.
Right.
So I love it when they do it. This one nails it, and I'm pretty sad that it didn't do well at the box office because it really deserves to. It's a long movie. It's like a real slow burn. But it's like 2.5 hours, but it is awesome.
So it's 2.5 hours with very little dialogue. So most of it is just non-stop action.
Yeah, there's a lot of action.
There's a
in
lot
it.
of action.
Yeah. There's a lot of like storytelling because it's like spans many years as opposed to Fury Road is like literally like few days or something.
Then let me ask you this,
Yeah.
since you brought this up, and you and I very much did not enjoy Dune 2. Dune 2 was very long.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of not action, just staring at the damn desert. A lot of like establishing. Remember the desert? We're still here. And if this movie
Lot of
is really
perfume ads
long
in
with a
there.
lot of stuff happening, did you enjoy this movie more than Dune 2?
100,000,000%. No, I mean, yeah, this is an easy, you know, and I just want to make it clear, I am not maybe the audience for Mad Max as much as somebody else might be. Like, some of it is very like, it's hyper brutal and gory and like.
Viscera?
Yeah, really visceral. Okay. Man, there's some shocking shit in this movie. Like, especially the end has some like crazy shit. Okay. Which is like not usually my go-to thing, man. Like, you know, I wouldn't, but it wins you over with the struggle, the heart of it. Like the fight in it is really, really pure. And there's one character in this called Praetorian Jack, who's the only driver who can drive across the Fury Road. And becomes kind of a mentor to Furiosa. That relationship is so good.
Yeah.
It was really strong. And there's little dialogue between them, but when they kind of form a bond, you believe it. Even though many movies have done a lot more to try and convince you that these two should be friends or like partners. This one does it with minimal dialogue, mostly action, and one insane like sequence where she has to kind of like go after him and save him.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, that was so good. It was awesome.
Maybe that's why it works. Like they're not trying very hard to tell you, hey, this is a pair that needs to be together, or like these are people who are bonded in some way. They just throw them into the thick of the action, and that's how like bonding works. That's you have two characters in an insane situation.
Yeah.
They just start making more sense together.
Anyway, it's good we're talking a little bit about this movie because I feel like more people should watch
No
it.
one else is.
To answer your question, Jishnu, can you watch it at home? I think you can.
Okay.
I mean, just watch it with good sound, big TV, whatever. You know,
Sit really close.
yeah, sit really close. It's really good. Honestly, I think it is a movie. It's a theater experience, but so if you've missed it, I mean, it sucks, but it's fine. I mean, it's a really good movie, and I think one of the best ones this year.
Yeah.
Yes, cool.
Alrighty.
Shall move on to a movie that was released on Netflix only now. Academy Award winner Godzilla, who we've mentioned before. I feel
Minus
like
one.
we should always have a Godzilla thing in every episode. But
There should be a Godzilla every year.
no, there should be a Godzilla in every episode.
of the Geek Fruit show.
Geek Fruit show. Right, Godzilla Minus One came out. Did you guys watch it?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, not what I was expecting.
No.
Joggis, how come you didn't watch
Because the
Godzilla?
last one I saw was G versus K.
The New Empire. You
which
saw
one?
it?
Not the new Empire, the first
Oh,
one.
the first one.
The first
Yeah.
one.
The
GVK
first
the
Empire.
first.
The old
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah.
The only Godzilla I like is the one with Matthew Broderick. And that feels like the least actual
And that's
beat
because
'em
of
up
the,
kind
that's
of
because of the
Godzilla.
soundtrack.
But no,
Definitely sounds
not
like
by a
us.
long shot. If anything, yeah.
I think it is. I don't think it's
Godzilla
like-
is a
I don't think
character-driven
it's-
drama.
I think
and the
for the
character is
most part.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
the 96, whatever the hell it is. The Broderick one is I think it like that story is just like a decent story that I can keep going back to rewatch, and I have more times than I care to count.
But-
everyone since then, I've seen a handful since
Okay.
then. And
You might
But you've
enjoy
only
this
seen
one.
the American ones.
yes,
Hence.
I have a theory, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Americans love Godzilla. As in, they want to be friends with Godzilla.
Correct.
The Japanese hate Godzilla. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
And that is how he's portrayed in all of their movies. So, I mean, well, the first
Godzilla's
Godzilla
a
is...
hero
Godzilla's
in
a
most
hero.
American
Yeah.
takes.
Now he has been. Like, now he's friends also with King Kong and all
course,
of
yeah,
that is
yeah.
happening.
They team up.
And he's got a girlfriend, Mothra.
Yeah.
So, all of that is happening. That's what... it's really good.
yeah. So what is the -1?
So Godzilla Minus One, movie that came out last year and won this year the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects.
Yeah.
Dinkar, tell us the story.
It's essentially like an origin story for Godzilla after the World War. Japan is in tatters.
Yeah.
We meet a deserter, like a kamikaze pilot in the Japanese army who deserted. Kamikaze pilots are supposed to, it's suicide missions,
Yeah.
right? This guy chickened out. And on the day he ran away, he also encountered a fearsome monster that came out of the sea, one Godzilla.
Yeah.
Oh, that Loch
Minus
Ness.
one.
That would have been great. Great. plot
Why would he
twist.
meet the Loch Ness monster in a Godzilla -1 movie?
Oh, he's on vacation.
You never know who's minus.
Anyway, so yeah, Godzilla then surfaces again as this young man is trying to make a life for himself and begins to attack the city of Tokyo and
Yeah.
then Japan in general. And this man who deserted his responsibility during the time of war decides to fight Godzilla along
Yes.
with a general populace that is
Well,
fed up of Godzilla
Yeah,
bullshit.
it's actually quite cool. He makes friends on a fishing. Well, what has been repurposed? This old fishing boat has been repurposed as a ship to, you know,
To fight Godzillas.
well, to catch mines. Okay, mines
Yeah.
that have been left by old warships,
Okay.
and to kind of either defuse them or just blow them up so that they can't obviously pose a threat to anybody. And the members on his fishing ship, on this ship, basically become like his allies in this war against Godzilla.
Yeah.
Really, in this movie, though, the story is that Godzilla serves as a function of like PTSD for this guy.
Yeah.
Like everybody has like, you know, like war. War is an actual, you know, thing to have post-traumatic stress disorder. Here, that war is Godzilla, and I'm starting to wonder. Maybe there's a lot already been said about this, but a lot of Japanese films, you know, I know Makoto Shinkai uses a lot of weather phenomena or like meteor, like cosmic things, to kind of tell his stories, make them supernatural. And a lot of Japanese stories obviously use Godzilla. And I just think, I think maybe Japan is on the fault line. It's experienced a lot of weather phenomena over the years, tsunami or you know, actual, you know, meteoric stuff, or there's volcanoes, there's a lot of like earthquakes. So I think over the years, Japan has kind of just made, they've kind of synthesized these characters and told stories through them, maybe just to kind of deal with their own stuff about the World War, etc.
Yeah.
So this is a movie that kind of is in that
sweet
pocket,
spot.
and and it's good, man. Like it's
It's great. I think
yeah.
horror movies, monster movies, the best ones that work really well are when the horror or the monster is like an allegory of some sort,
Yeah.
right?
Like racism for Jordan Peele.
Like racism for Jordan Peele,
Yeah.
every Jordan Peele, or like a man's hubris for Jurassic Park,
Correct.
let's say.
Yes.
And that is what comes across. Like Godzilla is basically PTSD for this guy, right? That's what makes this movie really strong. You see more of Godzilla than you see in some Godzilla movies, I will say, but he's not the main character.
He's really
Really?
not.
Yeah, he's
Who is-
minus one. I mean, it's the guy, and there's genuine depth to this character. Like you see him build a
Family.
proxy family.
Who plays the guy?
He's just I don't know, he's a young Japanese
Japanese
actor.
actor,
We've
not
seen him in
familiar
anything
with
else.
any of his other stuff. But yeah, you see him like try to put a life together, build a family, make friends,
Yeah.
have a job, and then the war comes back to haunt him. And it's about how he defeats those demons.
And it's pretty okay. So let's talk about the VFX. It won an Academy Award
Yeah.
for this. Godzilla. Whenever he came on screen, Abhimanyu, my flatmate, both of us are laughing because Godzilla has a permanent grit. In fact, he has been
Yeah.
designed in the oldest Toho studio way, which is like that
Yeah.
kind of Godzilla.
That's his look.
And it is hard to take it seriously until he absolutely fucking fucks up this city, like in a really strong, very believable looking way.
Okay.
Godzilla looks kind of
Goofy.
his face.
Yeah.
Everything else is mad good. Like you can tell that this has been made on like a budget. Like, but it's done like almost reminds me of like how Pacific Rim had a very like set budget and they didn't mess around with it. They knew exactly what they're making beforehand and they didn't waste a lot of it. So they've kind of really allocated it. There are not too many scenes with Godzilla, but whenever he's there, it looks great. And yeah, man, I think they did a really, and it's traumatic. This is not Godzilla like you want to high five him and like Godzilla walks back into the ocean like a stud after defeating these villains. He's an asshole in this, man. Like he's a proper like the OG villain.
He's
of,
the villain.
Like, yeah, it's mad.
He's an Immortan Joe.
Have you figured out how he's standing in a trench of water? He's like he just gets up whenever he wants. He's standing up.
Yeah, I have a theory about that.
Go on.
It's
It's doggy paddling.
Yeah, it's how ducks stay afloat, right? Like on the surface, he looks calm and steady, but
Underneath is just
exactly, it's duck paddling.
That cannot.
You just like
that's
dive into the water and
funny.
Godzilla's
He's just yeah, he would cause like tsunamis just that way. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was quite good.
Yeah, really good.
okay.
movie.
I mean, you've kind of sold me because that does sound actually very similar to the beats of the Broderick one. 'Cause
And the
it's like
Broderick one,
it's
listen.
about Broderick.
That
there's
movie
no
is
comparison,
not
Joggy.
great.
I don't know why that's your
It's
like
so fun.
benchmark for
It's-
Godzilla.
it's fun.
I love
It's
the
fun.
movie,
It's I love
but
it.
it's not the benchmark for Godzilla movies.
It's not the most Godzilla by a long shot, but
It's an iconic Godzilla film, though. I don't know how else to put it.
it's a
though.
good movie. I don't think it's
It's
the
a
best
landmark
example of
90s
Godzilla.
movie.
It's a landmark 90s movie.
That's why
You're
we
right.
like it.
You're right.
The
Is it
Godzilla
Roland Emmerich?
incidental. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh, it is.
course
Oh
it is.
my god, no wonder. What am
My
I
boy.
saying? Okay. Godzilla Minus One's on Netflix in India
He
now.
can leap
so
over Golconda Fort in one jump, as a famous billboard in Hyderabad said.
That's true. And as you know, I
Oh,
mean,
great,
you don't know this now, but Godzilla sleeps in the Coliseum.
Oh, that's right.
In,
Because
in
in Broderick's
CZK
one,
New
he
Empire.
sleeps. He sleeps at the at MSG.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Oh,
And lays eggs.
I
Still
didn't
that.
think about that. Great
I
connect.
mean, Godzilla's international now.
yeah.
Here's the only issue with this movie.
Go on.
They don't quite explain why it's Godzilla Minus One, do they?
Yeah.
What is the story there?
I'm not sure.
Are they just saying like this is a Godzilla prequel, so it's Godzilla Minus One?
And so the next one is called Godzilla.
Does
Godzilla Zero.
Does Godzilla kill our hero?
No.
Then okay. 'cause
I mean,
was
I mean, he
maybe
does.
Not a spoiler to say
he-
that,
He
right?
does a lot of things.
Sure.
Other people perish.
Yeah.
I'm glad things happen, but
I mean,
And as far
I
as
don't-
plans go to take down Godzilla, maybe one of the most ingenious ones.
very good plan.
Yeah. Very good. I enjoy this movie. Please watch it. It's quite good, and it's got a really good story at the center of it. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Let's talk about Richard Linklater's Hitman. Not Hitman, based on the game of the same
Yeah.
name, but
I have many thoughts on this.
Man.
2 words.
Richard Linklater. We love Richard Linklater, don't we, boys?
I like
Of course.
him.
Yeah.
Love
You
is a
like
strong word.
him?
I like him.
You don't love
I don't
Richard
love him.
Linklater?
I like him.
He made one of your favorite movies of all time,
Which one are we referring to?
The School of Rock,
There are
Yeah.
several other movies he's made, which are
Which are
not
also
as-
favorites of
which are
yours.
also some of my favorites.
Also favorites of mine. Favorites of mine. Like which
Are
one?
they not? Name
Don't you
one.
love like all the sunrise sunset films?
He's never watched them.
No.
Oh, God, Joggy.
Refuses to.
Those
You see,
are some
Joggy,
joggy movies
like,
though.
you're excited by the fact that Furiosa has talking, and yet you refuse to watch a movie which is
It's
literally
only
just talking.
Yeah, that's what I thought you
I've
might
seen
like
plenty
it
of
for.
other talking movies. I like those.
I
Okay.
think your sweet spot is not story-based movies.
Yeah.
It's 90s movies.
I think it's joggy movies.
Yeah, it's joggy
It's
movies.
its own genre.
The genre is basically, these are movies I liked.
Hitman was not one of them.
Okay, let's talk
Really?
about Hitman.
No.
Let's talk about Richard
Not even a
Linklater's
little bit.
Hitman.
Let me pull up Richard Linklater's filmography. In the
Yeah,
meanwhile.
we're gonna go
We're gonna do a game with Joggy.
Yeah. A great, an impromptu game.
Love games.
No thing like that. So Richard Linklater has made some phenomenal movies. He's been snubbed by the Oscars, but he's done movies that have cult fame. They are also beloved worldwide. Movies like School of Rock. So he comes up with this new one. This is his second one, I think, for Netflix after Apollo 10.5. It's called Hitman. Stars Glenn Powell as the titular character and Adria Arjona from Star Wars and
Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride. Love that movie. And also Six Underground, a Michael Bay movie for Netflix that Abhimanyu really loves.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Anyway, yeah. So I think it's her. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's talk about the plot of this movie. Jishnu, do you want to
Yeah.
tell us?
It's about Glenn Powell playing a very hum-ho, boring, quote-unquote, psychology professor at a college. And he moonlights as aide to the local PD in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And because for some reason he also has a lot of know-how about like surveillance stuff and
He's
like
an
recording.
electronics
He's an
enthusiast.
engineer as
Engineer
well.
kind of guy.
Hobbyist.
He ends up going on the team, which includes Retta and some. Is he Indian? Some guy. There's a brown face.
Oh,
in
there's a
there.
brown guy.
There's a brown
Yeah,
guy in
yeah,
there. Retta and a friend.
He appears
And,
in Abbott Elementary as well.
Oh, does
Yeah.
he? Oh.
Great show.
So he joins that gang and is their guy in the chair, basically. He's the dude who records conversations where they have a hitman from the police department who answers calls for hitmen to then just basically entrap people
Yeah.
who have who are willing to pay money to have somebody murdered.
Yeah.
Movie picks up when the hitman in question is no longer working for the police department, so they tap in Gary Johnson, aka Glenn Powell. And Glenn Powell, going from a very boring, very forgettable guy, turns out to be an amazing actor and and has a great time in this movie playing 25 different characters at different points and putting on accents and wigs and sunglasses. And that is entertaining enough. And then as the movie goes on, predictably, our heroine pops in when she also makes a call to look for a hitman, meets Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell is like, oh my God, she's too pretty, I can't do this. And then convinces her not to. Hijinks ensue, yada, yada. So
Jogs.
this was it was a bait and switch, right? Because with a name like Hitman, you'd expect a certain kind of thing. Glenn Powell was just in Top Gun. So I have not seen his Sydney Sweeney rom-com that he just put out literally
he's
a month
killing it.
prior.
Both his movies have
He's
done
having
extremely well
a
at the box
great
office.
couple of years.
Yeah.
So he's definitely one of the new it people for sure. So I went in pretty excited because I was like, okay, this I'm guessing will be a fun romp of whatever the hell. And it's the exact opposite, which I was pleasantly impressed
Not a
by.
fun romp of whatever the hell.
It was predictable and got kind of mundane.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I've heard, I heard a review of this movie where they coined a term which I've never heard before, which I think is accurate but also really stupid. It is not a rom-com,
It's a...
erotic com. Because once she pops in, and they are two very beautiful people, there's a
Is this an
way
erotic
too
com?
much, just way too
I
much,
wouldn't
just
classify it as
random sex scenes.
I don't think
Like,
I don't
just
think it was.
drags
I don't
on.
think it was gratuitous. I think there was
I think it
one
was-
or something.
No, there's 6 of them back to back. So remember when Deadpool
Really?
had a montage in I think 2 where I think he goes through the calendar, goes through the year, and
Yeah.
there's different sex scenes for different months or some gag basically.
Yeah.
And being Deadpool, it's meant to be over the top and just
Yeah.
going on and on.
Sure.
While that movie has its own problems, that fits the vibe of Deadpool, right?
Right.
This one, because of the trope of this guy is like a master of disguise. He plays different roles. Therefore, there's plenty of montages hey, I'm so and so, and now I'm this person, and now I'm that person. It's funny and it's whatever. Once she pops in, she's his significant other, she's where the story really picks up. But then they just linger on the fact that like we're just looking at two really hot people having an affair where they just like the whole premise of the thing is that we can't get close. Or he says, I don't want you to get to know me. We promise not to fall in love with me. So we'll just meet here at your house and basically only have sex.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough. That makes sense for the plot. But then it just goes on way too goddamn long. And then by the time it's done, I feel like I just saw everything coming.
Yeah,
well
okay,
before halfway
fair
through the
enough.
movie. And so like it just didn't land with me.
That's
like,
a really solid take on this movie. I kind of agree with a lot of what you said. I didn't think the sex scenes or whatever. I didn't even realize that there were that many. At least, I mean, it didn't hinder the plot for me.
I think they're kind of integral to the plot. In fact,
Yeah.
Like, Richard Linklater is. I literally cannot think of a lot of movies where he has sex scenes in the first
I was
place.
just gonna say
he's kind of famously.
so it was very
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
in that regard.
Yeah, and I don't think he's put them in lightly. Like I think he's using them basically as a proxy for essentially like showing you how their relationship grows, right? It grows in this way because they have like literally no other way to bond.
True. So the only part where I felt it was predictable was probably the last 10 or 15 minutes of the film. But I thought like in traditional Richard Linklater fashion with this voiceover kind of basically guiding the whole film, I really enjoyed it. I thought Glenn Powell was great. I thought the plot itself was intriguing, which is that I didn't realize, I mean, they make a big claim in this film that hitmen don't actually exist. There are no real assassins. You can't actually hire someone to kill someone for you, which I didn't think. I mean,
you never thought about it.
I never thought about it. Well, obviously, it's not that easy to just go on a Facebook ad and then whatever, and just pay somebody $1,000 and then you've got a hitman. I thought it does probably exist, but it's like way more like Fassbender in The Killer, with another Netflix Fincher film. But so I was like, oh, cool, interesting. And the only thing that didn't probably make sense for me, but I went with it anyway, is that I hate when Hollywood tries to show really good-looking people as average, ordinary-looking people.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. I was like, Glenn Powell is so fucking hot and like ripped. He's an action hero. He could have been Johnny Storm. Like, this guy is not the oddball professor.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Even if you are, you can't be so ripped. This guy, you would be as kind of a sad sack. Maybe that would have made the movie a little more interesting. But I was fine with it because of the dialogue. I think the dialogue is really strong. I think the pace of the film was also pretty good.
I'd say though, or rather I'll ask you, what did y'all think about the inserts as the movie progresses when he waxes poetic to his classroom of psychology students? Like when this movie opens with a shot of like him sitting at his very humdrum kitchen table, tiny little table, and his two cats, Id and Ego there, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Gary Johnson. I'm a psychology professor." I was like, shoot me in the face. Because like it's way too over.
Correct.
And therefore every time he comes back to the
Can I
class,
ask you a question
he's
in rebuttal?
he's making a commentary on what you just saw, and it's like this like pop psychology class is just not.
For me, there are only two
violent.
movies which have done teacher in a class teaching in a movie. That's obviously got to do with the plot. Is a tale as old as time.
Yep.
I'm fine with it when it's done well, but most of the time I'm like, yeah, okay, tell me what I need to know about this movie in this little device that you've used.
Yeah.
The Mirror Has Two Faces is one of the best versions of this, where I think it's who's in The Mirror Has Two? Is it Barbara Streisand plays a professor, and so does. Oh man, I'm losing my mind. Who plays Obadiah Stane?
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges. Those two play professors, and their scenes are so good in that movie that it's like really about the plot, but it's like so charismatically done. And then School of Rock, I guess, is fine, but like this is it's just like a age-old way of doing this thing. So I was ready to let it go. This is not the greatest Linklater film by any stretch. But it is an enjoyable one. I thought it was a good piece. Like, it was just like, okay, cool. I want to make another movie. It does remind me a lot of The Killer. It's like Fincher and these other big directors are being paid a lot of money. And they're just like, hey, what do you got? Do you got something? He's like, yeah, I've had this script for some time. Mm-hmm. And Glenn Powell wrote this movie also and had a big involvement in it. So, I mean, obviously he wanted to flex quite literally and also like through all of these characters. So I'll give him that. And I thought he was quite charming. I thought he was good.
Oh
Like,
yeah, Glenn Powell is
because usually he has
perfectly good.
one mode which is like smarmy
Right.
d-bag kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
look. He's always like in every
Yeah,
movie basically.
yeah.
It was good in this. I was like, oh, refreshing. And I thought Arjuna played a crazy hot scale. Nailed it.
They're both perfectly good. Like no qualms with
I
them.
actually wonder if. So I like the movie, and in some ways, I think it's more successful than The Killer. Both of them are trying to.
100%. Killer was not good.
Both of them are doing a similar thing where they're kind of like puncturing this the movie narrative around hitmen, right? Like so, The Killer, I think, plays it completely straight, except that the hitman is just very bad at his job.
Yeah.
In The Killer,
I mean, that's what it is trying to suggest, but there's no good. I mean, The Killer, I have a lot of issues with it, but it was not. It was like, I'm telling you, it's like one of these things where like Fincher, it's like he ghost directed it or whatever. I mean, I don't know. But this movie felt like a Linklater movie. It felt like his spirit was in it.
Which I think is interesting. Like you kind of go in expecting a story
Not as a
about a
ghost
hitman that follows like the classic tropes, and it's just a very like sunny, light take on it, a very like Linklater take on it.
Yeah.
So even when the plot like gets going and it's all about like, all right, how do we trick them and do like this to avoid getting caught by the cops or whatever, it's really played off as a pretty
Comedy,
light event. It's comedy for the most part. I was asking if do you guys think this movie would have done better without Glenn Powell in it? Because I also think my biggest issue with the film is that he's not supposed to be like a dull person at the start of the movie. He's supposed to be like an interesting, charming,
but he becomes even more
who
engaging.
Yeah,
right?
like
towards the end.
he's an everyman. I wouldn't call him like a nerd or like a loser in any sense. He's just like an average.
I don't know.
everyman.
I think this movie's confused a little bit there because like the movie starts with his
He's on
class
something.
completely disinterested
Yeah.
with his class, and then it becomes so engaging. He's out in the park teaching. So either he's an everyman who's a kind of a sad sack kind of figure, or he kind of blooms later on, or it's like he's charismatic and interesting and cool. He's an engineer, but he's also boring to his class. I don't know how
Yeah,
that
right.
works.
There's a bit of a disconnect in how that's played, and also Glenn Powell, just because of like the way he is,
He's too
the way
good looking.
he's
He's
good
a star.
looking.
He's a Hollywood star.
He seems like preternaturally confident the entire time.
Yeah.
Like he's got a very Tom Cruise energy that way,
He does.
and that doesn't quite work to indicate this like tonal shift that's supposed to happen. The idea is that he starts out as this like as not a super confident figure, and then blooms into this living on the edge hitman character that he's tried to play. Like maybe it would have worked better if it was like say a Michael Cera or something.
Yeah, 100%.
Someone
right?
who you
Like,
wouldn't expect to transform like that just from playing the character.
Yeah,
Yes,
proper every
absolutely.
man, yeah. And you know, like a movie that has still done this but did it really well is like a movie like Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, who it's baked into the plot that he is a coward who literally, dies 1,000 deaths. Like he doesn't want to do anything the whole movie, but he has to literally keep dying over and over again until he becomes like really confident. He's like, okay, cool, we're gonna do this thing.
Yeah.
So then there's like good character shift there. In this, I felt like I don't know whether he was confused or not. Having said that, I still enjoyed it. I think it was quite funny as well.
I also enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. And I mean, Glenn Powell wrote it, so fine. You get to be in it.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Just be a writer, though.
You hit the nail on the head with it for me, because once you said that out loud, I realized the only reason I describe this movie or describe him as somebody who's kind of boring or not confident, whatever, is because he explicitly says it in the opening monologue. But then nothing after that shows that.
It doesn't.
And
he
it's not-
doesn't.
So it's literally a tell me and don't show me.
Yeah, just
Even the way he behaves as a professor, he's like, he's speaking, like,
good.
he's
there's
pretty
nothing.
confident. He's
There's
very
nothing to
secure in what he
suggest
does.
that he's
Like-
disengaging a class or
Yeah,
they're bored.
I didn't care for like what he was saying in the class, but I was like, but you're doing it well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's-
everybody seems to like you. Of course they like you because you're
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it was
And you're
strange.
saying words that make sense. What's wrong?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good points,
Is
Joggy.
Glenn Powell the next Tom Cruise?
Interesting. Is it just because he's in Top Gun or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
I
first
don't know,
reason
there's a
I
lot
draw
of
the
I think
comparison.
I think Tom
But I
Cruise
think
is
there's like a-
unconventionally. I mean, he's obviously very good looking, but he's not very tall. He's like kind of a.
Yeah, when I
Like Tom
think
Cruise.
No, I'm
No, I
saying
think-
Tom Cruise is. Glenn Powell is like a perfect specimen. He could
He
be
is a
Captain
perfect
America.
specimen.
True.
I do feel like he has this like slightly vacant charm that Tom
does.
Cruise has as
But
well.
I don't think that's the thing. I don't think he's found the movie yet to
Yeah,
kind of
no.
really do. And this one isn't it also. I mean, he's shown that he can act well, but like he can't transform. Like if this was Jared Leto on this role, he would have become that guy, you know, like, and then become Glenn Powell at the end. You know,
He'll be insufferable. Is what it would be. No, there are two things about Tom Cruise. One, he has not exhibited yet, which is the obviously the stunt action man. Right?
Oh,
Glenn Powell has not exhibited that to us yet.
Tom Cruise has done everything.
Yes. And the other is more from like his early years, which he still has, but like I think it's what you would think of when you think of like 80s and 90s, is that like charisma exuding from every goddamn orifice. Like he walks into a room and everybody just like knows that he's in the room. Glenn Powell is almost there.
Right.
When it comes to that charisma, I can see it happening, but like Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise got it in his 20s.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell, I think, will take like another couple of years, and if he gets the right movie.
I mean, he started when he was in Spy Kids 3D, so the kid is,
Glenn Powell?
Maybe.
yeah, he's been around for a long
It's
time.
also still early days in his career, though.
It is, like he's blooming now.
in his success, yeah.
In his
exactly.
success, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tom Cruise in his early years was experimenting a lot. He wasn't the action hero.
Yeah,
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 exactly.
He did
That's-
literally the.
So like no matter what role
range.
Tom Cruise is in, that's what I mean. Like Glenn Powell, for the most part, is playing roles where he's portraying this bravado. And Tom Cruise can play and quote unquote every man and still be charismatic as hell.
And one of the best things
And that's
about
the impressive part.
even Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise is still playing somebody who's a little unsure about what he's doing, but he'll do it. He'll do the
Yeah.
job, which is one of the most endearing parts of that character. Anyway,
All right.
that's Hitman.
Let's play the Linklater game with.
we go.
Let's do it. Okay, I also please
It's gonna,
play.
this is going to be
Everyone can.
This will be such a disappointment to you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited.
just I want to see what comes out of this. All right,
Excited for a
so
letdown.
What's
Let's
the
go.
game?
I'm just
Give it
going
a
to
name.
name his movies in order, and let's see what.
It's called Richard, I'll see it later.
Thinks.
Okay, that's the game. What do you think?
What do you think?
Let's go.
All right, his first film, Slacker.
Nope.
Not seen it.
Not seen
Dazed and Confused.
Effing classic.
I've not seen this.
What?
This
Matthew
is
McConaughey
We're
classic.
coming to my
Yeah.
theory.
Okay, let's go.
All right, good movie though. Before
movie.
Sunrise, his very third movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I can
Interesting.
tell probably also.
With Before Sunrise.
Yeah, it's like not in terms of the quality of the writing, the quality of the production.
Sure.
It's very light.
And the quality of not the quality
mean
of
the
the
budget?
writing, but the
Yeah.
style of writing, like two strangers meet in a
Meet,
city
yeah.
and then talk all night. Very film school.
In film school, yeah. Because that's all we can afford.
But also, I will say it's probably very film school because of Before Sunrise. So
Yeah,
fair enough.
True.
Suburbia.
Not seen.
Neither have I. The Newton Boys.
Not seen.
Also
Wow.
not seen.
Damn.
He's done a lot of film.
Yeah, he has.
Waking Life.
One of my faves. I love
Great
that movie.
movie.
Absolutely love it. So
Amazing.
good. And so like this is where we get into the machinations of Richard Linklater. He's becoming more of an idea man. I get it. Let's go. He's a concept guy. Actually, he's a very
He
concept
is.
guy.
And what a weird movie. Like
Yeah.
weird in the best way.
Beautiful.
A film called Tape.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it. No, I haven't seen it though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. School of Rock.
Nope.
Never heard of it.
Joggy. Joggy
Alright.
was just telling us about how he was listening to the now finally released on platforms School of Rock
Yes.
OST.
Soundtrack took 20 goddamn years, but
Yeah,
you
why
can
did they
finally
do-
hear No Vacancy.
Yeah. no
Both
vacancy.
songs.
Great movie.
Great movie, great soundtrack.
Yep. Before Sunset.
Good. Better than Before Sunrise.
In some ways, I would say yeah.
Yeah, probably the best
There's
one.
a-
It's the dark
Is it
Night of
darker?
the-
Is it darker?
No, it's not darker. It's just I guess it's sadder.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's the thing with those movies. They're playing
They're
the
all-
long game.
yeah, they've
We'll see when we come to the third one. Bad News Bears in 2005.
not seen Bad News.
Neither have I, but this was the Billy Bob Thornton remake of like an older
Okay,
baseball
fair enough,
movie,
fair
and supposed to be pretty good. A Scanner Darkly.
I absolutely goddamn love this movie
Yeah.
so much.
Of
It-
the two, of Waking Life and Scanner Darkly.
He was going, but Scanner Darkly is an adaptation.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's based on a graphic novel, and he's adapted it to look like a
It's
graphic
based
novel.
on a Philip K. Dick novel.
That's right. It is awesome, man. It's awesome. It looks awesome, and it's got like a crazy ending, which and makes you think. Anyway, it's great turns from Keanu, Robert
Yeah.
Downey. It's great. It looks awesome.
Fast Food Nation.
Not seen.
Neither have I, but it sounds interesting. Me and Orson Welles.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Who's it about?
This is the Zac Efron movie where it's about.
Zac Efron.
He's playing Orson Welles. Yes.
this was in 2008.
I remember this.
He's not
one.
playing Orson Welles. He
No,
plays a
he's
guy
not.
who.
He's playing
is-
me. Yes.
That's a combo of names I never thought I'd
He's
hear together.
playing Richard Samuels, and it's about him basically spending a week working with Orson Welles in a theatrical production.
Oh,
One of
okay.
those films where
Nice.
Orson Welles isn't the main character. But yeah, I saw that. It
Another
was pretty
connection between Fincher and Linklater. Didn't he make Mank?
He did make Mank, that has Orson Welles
As the-
in the periphery.
Yeah. In fact, the guy who plays Orson Welles is in Furiosa as Praetorian Jack.
That's him.
Yes.
You're right. I
Who is
could
him?
not remember.
Everybody told me this. I've not seen Mank
His
yet.
name is Tom Burke.
Yeah.
And
Excellent.
I could not remember what else I'd seen him in, but
Yeah.
I believe that's the one. A film called Bernie, starring Jack Black. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. He plays a kind of a, despicable,
In a weird
way. Yeah, it's
he's
kind of dark comedy.
He's like a murderous Robin Hood.
Yeah, something like that.
Basically.
Because we did a deep dive Geek Fruit episode like years ago on Jack Black.
Maybe
and
I missed this
this
one.
movie did not
And
come
we
up.
didn't talk about Bernie.
We did not talk about this. Did not come up.
Anyway,
It's nice. It's not.
Okay.
It's.
I didn't know it was.
It's kind of
a
slight.
Linklater
What
film,
what
yeah.
year is it?
2011.
Yeah.
It's a little slight in the grand scheme of things, like not a very landmark movie, but
Probably
it's
like
a fun
Hitman,
watch.
I guess.
Kind of, yeah. It's very like a Hitman for multiple reasons. Both these movies are based on like
Yeah.
real life characters that he read about in magazine
Newspapers?
articles.
Yeah.
I believe the same
Article?
in
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
Sorry, the same publication, the
Nice.
Texas Monthly. 2013, Before Midnight.
Nope.
I have
Right.
thoughts on this
The,
movie, but anyway.
the saddest of the lot.
Yeah, because anyway, whatever. What's the spoiler here? Anyway, let's go on.
Yeah. 2014, Boyhood.
I love this movie so much. I can name scenes in this movie that will stay with me for life.
It is, man, what an effort also.
What an incredible effort!
Made
What an
over
incredible
literally
movie.
decades.
Yep.
Or a decade, I suppose.
A decade and change. Yeah,
Decade and change.
Lovely movie and snubbed at the Oscars. I see you, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Richard.
Who won
Your
instead?
time is coming. That was the year of.
2014.
Yeesh. How am I gonna?
find
2014.
out.
Come on, I got
We're
this.
gonna ask Google. That's
We're
how
gonna do it.
find
We're
out.
gonna do it. 2014 was something like a music. No, after Chicago, no musical was one. Unless it's La La Land. No, La La Land was Moonlight.
No, La La
Oh,
Land was much more recent.
2014. What is
2014?
What made it?
Oh, wait. Would we look at the 2015 Oscars for this
Yes.
movie?
Yeah,
Yes.
check some facts.
2015.
All right. The 87th Academy Awards, Birdman won Best Picture.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I was very happy with that.
Yeah, that deserves
Very
it.
happy with
Fair enough. Okay, sorry, Richard, but yeah,
Eddie Redmayne won Best Actor with Theory of Everything. J.K.
Correct.
Simmons won Best Supporting Actor for Whiplash. Julianne Moore won
Whiplash. yeah.
Best Actress for Still Alice, a movie that I have not seen and cannot remember ever hearing about.
Fair enough.
Was Ethan Hawke nominated?
Patricia Arquette won Best Supporting Actress for Boyhood, so that's one win.
Okay. I thought,
they won.
That's
They
what
did
I
win.
thought Boyhood won
Ethan
something.
Hawke is brilliant. Everybody's brilliant in that movie.
Inarritu won for Birdman, Best Director. He also won Best Screenplay for Birdman. And yeah, no
Nice.
other wins for Boyhood.
Yeah,
Gravy. Back to the game. We're in 2014. We have 10 years to go.
that is true. That is true.
Correct. Let me pull up his filmog again.
I told you, this is a 10 minutes of
No,
disappointment.
so I had a theory.
That's fine.
And I think that theory is
pretty sound.
proving to be accurate. Yeah. Everybody wants some! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Not seen.
I haven't seen it either, but I read good reviews. And
seen.
I hear it's again one of his like slighter movies, just like a fun romp.
You know the thing about Richard Linklater, he makes movies that really just go under the radar. Also, sometimes like
I think that's
if you
his
listen,
vibe.
you kind of like
That's
you
his
haven't
vibe with
seen-
me.
Richard Linklater is a
You are actively avoiding him. I feel
he is low key
He's
in every
low-key.
sense of
He's
the word.
very low-key.
Very chill.
this Hitman seems like his most like big like like in terms of like confidence and like attempt at action
Perhaps.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a vibe switch for him
It
in
is a
terms
vibe
of the
switch.
content, but it's still just him being like very relaxed and low key. I think in a
Yeah.
lot of ways.
Keep going.
He's like a less frenetic Steven Soderbergh, like a laid back Soderbergh. Soderbergh is
Yeah.
cool,
Wow.
but he's just like
Yeah.
I like it.
hyperactive.
Yeah,
One
I
day
can see
the
him
Geek-
doing... This was like him doing his best Soderbergh impression.
He's also a
Yeah.
less artsy Wes Anderson. Like, why is Wes Anderson best friends with Owen Wilson? Owen Wilson should be best friends with Richard Linklater, the Texas Boys.
Maybe. True.
Anyway, Last Flag Flying. Don't know about it.
Not seen.
Where'd You Go, Bernadette? 2019.
Yeah, I heard about it, but didn't see it.
Didn't even hear about it. Apollo 10 and a Half, A Space Age Childhood. Very good movie.
Loved it so
I'm
much.
really surprised it flew under the radar. It was good.
Especially since it's called Apollo.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other thing is, well, it's 10 and a half. but yeah, definitely enjoy his rotoscopy films a lot. This is one of them, narrated by Jack Black. Lovely story of like
Oh,
kind
wow.
of taken from his childhood about living in the Cape
In the
Canaveral
space
area.
age.
In the space age. So it's just lovely, man.
Really
It's
nice.
So sweet.
Kind of a blend of his, the
It's
visual
like
style of
it's like Scanner Darkly
Into Boyhood.
into Boyhood. Yes, it is. Oh my
really
god,
is.
you nailed it.
He's got
Brilliant.
similar themes that come
Beautiful,
up.
beautiful.
And
film.
2023, Hitman,
Yes. 2023.
on which we know your opinions. So,
24.
24.
20, I think
2024.
it came out possibly in 23 or was
came out
made
like
in
Came out
last
23?
like a
month.
month ago. Or even less.
It,
than.
That's
it
why
was in
it's on this
theaters
show.
also, wasn't it?
No.
No.
It's not a Netflix original?
It
It's
isn't.
like
I
brand
mean, it is a
spanking new.
Netflix original, as in straight to Netflix.
It was released in select theaters in the United States.
Ah,
in
we don't
May
count
2024.
festivals and ting tong like that.
Ah, right.
It's fine.
How many minutes of standing ovation did you get?
This is
That's
famous.
the only
select
metric.
theaters?
That's
I
the
don't
only
know.
metric that matters.
I know.
these
I
days.
think I can guess Jishnu's.
It was in
next game.
festivals. It was in festivals in 23. Also, this movie had some trouble getting bought. It wasn't a Netflix-produced original. They acquired it.
I see.
Anyway,
Strange.
so yeah, as I suspected, you are mixed on Richard Linklater, Joggy.
Because I've only seen 2 movies.
That was your theory in the end of all of this?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't much of a theory. I
he
just
doesn't
went,
like Richard Linklater.
Who said I didn't like him? I've seen 2 movies. I love one and
yeah,
I
but
don't
you're
like the other.
You have opinions on him, but you've literally seen just the one thing
2
that you
movies.
love.
Yeah. But I'm not going to say that I love Richard Linklater because of one movie.
But you also, well, it's not
I
fair
love
to
the
say
movie.
you're,
Listen,
you
you,
don't.
can love Richard Linklater even if he made one movie.
I
that
don't
you
know
absolutely
exactly.
I
love,
don't know
you
him
should
well
love
enough. I don't know him well enough to
And
like
yet you
be
were
that
you were
enamored
out
by
here
him.
flinging accusations
About what?
about you were just like I have mixed opinions on Richard Linklater.
Yeah, because
How?
I've seen 2 movies.
He's done
One is
thing that you
solid
love.
and one is deeply
He's
the
right.
opposite.
now.
Factually, he cannot
what?
be. He cannot. he
only
said it
have-
after the fact.
I have 2. I'm going off of 2 things.
my God,
when I
yeah.
love one thing
I'm gonna
and I
fall out of
really
my
don't like
chair.
the other thing, my opinion on the guy who made both the things, I have mixed feelings about you. Jack
see.
Black,
He's
on the other hand,
50-50 on him.
Yes.
Literally.
because I've seen only 2 movies.
I suspect if you'd watched his movies in the age when you were open to watching anything you didn't like,
I think
he would have made
2017.
like a great impression on
Probably.
I think you would
Yeah.
really like
But
Richard
why
Linklater.
should we dwell in the past? Because I
Fair
love
enough.
watching the things that I watched
Fair
in the
enough.
past.
Fair enough.
you. Correct, yes. Says
Okay.
you as you go and watch 1999's Godzilla once again.
All right.
Great movie.
From 1 year, 1999, that you
Mm-hmm.
just said. This is my segue. To the year 2898. We're going to do a bit of news now.
Right.
Kalki 2898.
AD. Isn't that the full title?
Yeah, that must be. Here's after Anno Domini? After death? What is it? All right. Here's a bit from the trailer. And that's a whole trailer and a half. There's a lot to go there. There's a little bit of controversy because some of the concept art in that trailer, has been taken directly from a Korean artist who is brought to note on, on social media and stuff. But that's probably going to get buried and we're just all going to move on.
Probably.
Sad. Don't do it, please.
But while that is like an overt case of picking up something from another artist, in general, the vibe I get from the movie is
Yes.
it's taken inspiration from a lot of
A
sources.
lot, yeah.
There's literally elements you can point to and go like, well, this is obviously inspired by like this sci-fi epic, or
Right.
like this
Yeah.
is probably like, so
Yeah.
there's like bits of Dune 2, there's like a bit of a Star Warsy energy in some parts, I would say.
Yeah.
In general, it looks like it's taking visual cues from a lot of films like that.
For sure. But and that's always been the case, right?
Yeah.
Like we've always taken visual
Yeah.
cues, but it's just about this
We-
trailer edit.
Yeah, we've taken the artist as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the times we are the artist, to be fair.
No, I just think that apart from the marvelization of what it looks like, which is that, yeah, it may have all of these, Thor and Ant-Man-y and, like a bunch of these
Yeah.
Dune-y elements. Apart from that, it's just like the way the trailers are cut. One of the things I've never liked about Hindi movie trailers, and maybe some English movies are guilty of this as well, is where they kind of basically show you the entire plot in the
Yeah.
film, right? And
Do you
instead
think
of
this shows you the entire plot?
No, I don't think it shows the entire plot,
No.
but it shows me just a lot more than I.
It shows you a lot
a
more.
lot, it
Just
shows you a
but
lot more.
What do you think this movie is about?
No,
I
no,
don't
so,
think that
so,
comes
so,
across
so,
at all.
wait, no, there is
Yeah.
there is a little bit of it in there.
Not enough.
I'll
Because you
explain.
shouldn't have to explain it to me. I saw the trailer. I
No,
should know.
I'm only going to give you one log line, which is that this guy is looking for this girl, and this gun for hire, who's played by Prabhas, is gonna help him do it, and then probably fall in love with her. And listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Should I give you the premise of the movie as encapsulated? on
Sure.
Wikipedia?
Actually, go for it.
In 2898 AD, that's where the title comes from.
You don't say.
The desertified city of Kashi is now the only city known to exist, ruled by a totalitarian elite led by God King Supreme Yaskin, played by Kamal Hassan.
Gotcha.
from a hovering pyramidal megastructure above the city known as the Complex. Set against the backdrop of Indian mythology and a dystopian society, the story chronicles a journey spanning millennia from the events of Mahabharata in 3102 BC to the beginning of Kali Yuga.
Mahabharata, before Christ, I remember. That's my favorite one.
Kali Yuga is, I suppose, somewhere in the middle, up till 2898 AD. The core of the narrative revolves around the enigmatic figure of Kalki, the 10th and final avatar of the Hindu deity Vishnu.
Ah, gotcha.
And the main character that we see, Prabhas, is not Kalki.
Yeah, he's not.
Exactly.
Kalki is the MacGuffin.
I suppose so.
Everyone's after her, right? That's what it says in the trailer.
It seems to be that, but also like there's clearly a lot more going on.
Yeah,
than
there's
just,
also
like
in the backdrop
a
of
single
some
hero's
war
journey
and
situation.
to bring down this state.
They showed us a lot and it was very long, but I
They're
got
doing
very
quite a
little
bit
out
of
of it.
world
I was like, I
building
don't know
here.
what's going on.
No, I
Which
think
is
that
fine. I mean, it still could be good. I was just like, the trailer doesn't like, it didn't like inspire much.
I'll tell
for me,
you
'cause I
what.
was just like, whoa, this was a lot, but I didn't process what I just saw.
Yeah, no, I think there's a couple of things to note from, at least from what I saw. Generally, we have been seeing more and more movies look slightly better. Like even, from Bahubali onwards, we always found this kind of inconsistency where some shots look really, really well rendered and really, really nicely done. And then some of them are just like, okay, cool, they couldn't be asked about
This is
this.
the case across the world, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but actually, but there's some movies which do it very consistently, do it really
Correct.
well, and for half the budget. In fact, like recently I think I shared like one of these memes or
about
whatever with you, right?
Godzilla,
Where
yeah.
Adi Purush has like double or far more of a budget than Godzilla Minus One, and while Godzilla Minus One is not the pinnacle of like VFX, it just does what it does really well and economically, and does the job what the story requires. Here, I think there's a couple of things. One is like, yes, there are a lot of influences, which is fine as long as the story is good. But other thing is that the trailers, man, like in rom-coms and stuff, like I remember watching a lot of Bollywood movies where there are entire like little jokes or sequences cut into the trailer, so to kind of give you a vibe of like, oh, it's gonna be fun. There's gonna be lots of masala.
Yeah.
Here, it's like kind of cut like a Marvel movie where there are bits of dialogue, but it's kind of also trying to tell you the plot, and then like fast cuts, and then like ominous kind of ending, and then khalas. Like
It's
so.
basically,
But
what it's
I don't
telling
think
That
you.
felt
that's
like
unique
a-
to Indian films necessarily.
No, I'm not. I'm saying
Yeah.
this is. I'm seeing this trailer try to kind of emulate that
Right.
style a lot more.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
It
apart from
picked a
visually.
lane. It just picked a lane
I
of edit
think
style. We've
musically
seen this.
also,
Like you
yeah.
said, we've seen this edit style for trailers before.
Yeah.
Where it tries to just hammer down that there are stakes. This is intense.
Yeah, fair.
Everybody who's speaking is speaking in like, I have to say this right now, otherwise we're gonna die. This is gonna like, if I don't like punch this guy in the face, everything bad is gonna happen.
Cut
And
to a
that's
one-liner.
basically right. And it's 2.5 minutes of that when I
Which is
haven't
what?
even met the guy.
What's the one-liner?
Something about
Time
the
will change.
complex.
Yeah, I don't know. But he says,
Time is complex.
Or he's
But
like, I've never lost a fight or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
point is,
As he talks to Bujji.
after seeing
Bujji,
it, I'm
by the
like
way-
just as confused as I was before I saw it.
Let me give you the character names.
Yeah.
Prabhas as Bhairava, a bounty hunter. Amitabh Bachchan as Ashwathama.
Okay, pause here.
Mythological figure, I suppose. Yeah. We're
I don't
already
know,
pausing.
every time I see Amitabh Bachchan in a movie now, it looks like in Brahmastra, I thought, oh wow, they've really aged this guy, to kind of make him look like
He's old now.
he's old. Here, they've made him look like well old. I'm like, he looks like 150 years old or something. in
Yeah.
this. Like
When
I'm like
he's a sprightly 81.
in real life
Yes.
or based on I don't know what tweet number. But listen, I think he's it's like he's in all of these movies.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because I think
Do we have a natural lack of actors who can provide the level of gravitas we think Amitabh Bachchan can?
No, I think
I
it's-
don't think so.
I just think it's like their safe bet. Like he's still around. Use him while we can.
That's true. He's
This
he's
is-
yeah,
And like
incredibly
nobody's going to
famous.
complain about seeing Amitabh Bachchan, right? So
Right.
they're just like, if he's up for it and we can afford him, let's do it. I mean,
Sure.
Fair.
like why not?
Yeah.
But there are people who could
it
fill
is,
that role. For sure.
well, not a formula, but it's a certain kind of movie which is basically like this epic movie that casts the biggest actors from South and North India.
We're seeing more of that even happen.
Yeah,
right?
like I feel like it has always kind of been a thing.
Yeah.
Like right from possibly before Bahubali days also, but like Bahubali was a big one
Right.
in this mold. But yeah, like the South Indian epic is a legit genre now.
did
so
we-
here's the question
The
for you.
Telugu
Go
South
on.
Indian epic.
Yeah, so
My
we'll
question
take
is-
over the world.
speaking of your
That
Telugu
was my
films,
question.
Did we see the trailer for RRR? Because I've seen the movie, but I did not see the trailer. Was that trailer like this?
About as no,
Because
I mean that
the
was
RRR story is
manic.
actually very
Bit of a different
simple.
zone, I would
the
say.
RRR
Yeah.
story is really simple.
Yeah.
And it shines because like the story, because it's so simple, leaves enough room for you to like enjoy while man fights tiger and lion
I
and
don't
bear.
think
and
the plot
something.
is simple for RRR.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I mean, I think it's pretty
It's like two
straightforward.
friends who are actually different sides but have to become friends. There's a lot more
It's
stuff
not-
going on.
No, I mean, like, I don't
than
mean that as a
meets
put
the
down
eye.
at all.
No,
I just
I
mean
think
that
what you
it's-
mean is
it's
like
just
this
a-
one has a lot of. It's a new world.
Exactly. So in RRR, they don't
Oh,
have.
we don't know
they're
the
not building
rules.
worlds.
Correct,
They're not
yeah.
doing like a big kind of sprawl.
I don't think we're gonna get a lot about the rules here. It's like he can fly sometimes, sometimes he won't be able to
my
fly.
question is then, because RRR was as successful as it was, and because they did as good a job as they did with what this movie is looking to give you of like the spectacle of it, whoa, huge, everything, everywhere,
Blockbuster, yeah.
that way. Was the RRR trailer selling the same kind of vibe, or was it more? Was it slower? I don't really recall.
I don't think it's slower. I don't think it's
definitely
slower.
couldn't have been slower, but I don't think.
that's a
I
stupid
don't
question, I
remember the RRR trailer in particular, in fact. So I don't know. But I think it was doing a slightly different job because, like you said, this one is just introducing like a whole new world to you.
True.
And RRR
Yeah.
is like a.
We're familiar
it's
with the colonizers.
In one
Yeah.
sense, it's a period piece.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
No,
in
no.
the literal sense, it's a period piece.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think we
I
should watch
haven't
this
even
movie.
gotten to the best names.
Oh, go on.
Deepika Padukone plays SUM80.
Pause. Wait, what?
Exactly.
Wait.
Some 80.
She is not Kalki?
No, she's not Kalki.
Is
She
it
plays
one word?
Some
Or
80.
SUM-80 or something?
Capital S, capital U, capital M.
Some
hyphen
80?
8E. No, wait, not 80, sorry.
she's not a
80,
droid.
80 the number.
Wow.
She's like C3PO.
No, she's not a droid because the droid.
We don't
is-
know that yet, by the way.
there's a
She
droid?
well could be a droid.
Yeah, some cyborg.
She could be a droid. She could be a clone. The droid.
Throwing everything in here.
The droid is capital BU hyphen JZ hyphen 1, aka Budgie.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
One more time.
He's a Wally.
BUJ?
BU JZ1. Budgie.
Wow.
An
Well, it's
AI
like
droid
bougie.
/ vehicle.
Wait, what? Oh, he's Jarvis.
He's, yeah, I
Oh,
suppose.
so
Wait,
he's
wait,
only
wait.
voiced by someone.
So that could
Yeah,
be
by
that could
Kirti
be
Suresh.
JZI.
Ah.
That's like, isn't that more
Bougie.
bougie?
He's like a Knight Rider.
Yeah, he turns into a Tesla at some point.
Budgie is a
whatever.
very common Telugu name / nickname. So
With the
that's-
Z in
yeah.
it?
No,
more
Budgie.
Malayali.
But
Okay.
they're going for BUJZ. Oh, I'll just call you Budgie.
Fair enough. I guess it's like Cory code. Anyway, listen.
Yeah. Disha
Right.
Patani as Roxy.
Who's Kalki, man?
Exactly. There's not a single character named as Kalki. I
So
don't
what
know
the
what a
hell are they
Kalki is.
It'll be a reveal.
You just said
It'll be plot
Kalki is what
twist.
they're looking for and everything. The 10th
core
avatar,
of
the Dash
narrative-
avatar.
I didn't say that. I'm saying that the core of the narrative revolves around the enigmatic figure of Kalki.
Who is that?
TBD.
We don't know.
You gotta watch
She's
to
not
find out.
cast? He is not cast?
No, you gotta watch it
Whoever?
to find out. One,
It's not been revealed if
Bougie could
there
be
is
a
a
nickname
cast.
for Kalki.
It's not Bougie. It's Budgie.
That Z is very loud and clear in my brain.
There's no Z in the actual
It should
nickname.
be boozy then.
You said
Yeah.
BUJZI, no?
BUJZ1. How dare you?
The Z is there.
All right.
Okay.
Budgie's 1.
Okay. That's a movie. Trailer.
It is a
Hell
movie.
of a trailer.
All right. And I mean, we look forward to it eagerly. When does it come out, Dinkar?
28, 98, 80.
You don't say. Damn it. That's going to take some time.
Made on a budget of 600 crore. One
Bas.
of the most expensive Indian films. Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
Good luck, God bless.
It was scheduled to release in May, but was postponed because of the elections. And it's now scheduled to release on 27th June 2024.
Before the next elections.
Yes.
Okay.
So by the time this episode drops, we would have seen this film. Is that true?
That is amazing. Okay,
how it
cool. I'm
works.
excited.
It's like we're living in the future.
It's like time. It will change.
Let's go through some quick news.
Alright.
Like the trailer, we have one more interesting piece of news, which is that our boy, I'm going to claim him now, Diljith Dosanjh on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Did you see it?
Yeah. Because of my other boys. Amandeep Singh and
Exactly.
Rahul Hariharan.
We have
Bhayanak Mat.
actual people we know in the band, which is quite
Very proud.
remarkable.
So proud. Crazy.
I'm very pleased for,
they hang out with the roots, I suppose.
yeah,
I hope they did.
our roots.
Our roots.
Yeah.
Our roots and the roots.
Yeah. I just want to say this is fantastic for multiple reasons. One is that out of all of the mainstream I-pop artists from I do like Diljith a lot. Like, I think he makes some good stuff,
Yeah.
and I think he deserves it. I think he's made a cool like brand out of his whole act and everything. And Coachella was one thing. Tonight Show is. I mean, the Tonight Show is still the Tonight Show.
It's still the Tonight Show.
Yeah, and that's quite. And I think he did a great job. I mean, this was.
Yeah, it was
quite
solid.
No,
awesome.
very, very happy.
Yeah.
Do you have more news, Tejas?
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
But it does bring us to our final segment. Unless you guys have any things you want to throw in right now, or we can save it for Geek Fruit recommendations. Perhaps we shall.
Okay.
The last piece of content, sad, that we're going to discuss is Pixar's latest film, Inside Out 2, which just dropped and has done exceedingly well critically, commercially, and which is of note because Pete Docter recently went on record to say that, if Inside Out 2 doesn't work commercially, we're going to have to rethink Pixar's entire business model. So things are a little dire.
What business model?
Which is
Yeah.
like, maybe they
Like-
won't make movies anymore. Maybe they'll only do
Huh?
Disney Plus stuff. Who's to say? I don't know,
Is
but
that
that's what he
because
said.
is that because the last couple have not?
Or maybe they'll just do lesser movies. Maybe they won't focus
Maybe
on
less sequels.
Maybe less sequels. Who's to say?
That's still
maybe
worth,
they'll
that's still
recall
worth
some of
thinking about, Pete
the
Docter.
toy line or something. Maybe they'll. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
All right.
But it was a big deal for them, and it is a big deal because it's done excellently well. And I managed to catch it also last night at the time of this recording, and yeah, it was really good.
Yeah?
Lives up.
It does. The first Inside Out. What did you guys think of it? Did you guys like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I
but
also enjoyed it.
Stone Cold classic.
not one of my standouts.
Yes.
Wow.
Also not one of my
in the long
standouts.
term, yeah.
Okay.
I just felt like compared to the Pixar movies I really like, it's a little more on the nose,
It is very
It is
on
on
the
the
quite
nose.
literally.
It is very on
And
the
let
nose,
me
yeah, for sure.
be the first to say, Inside Out 2, very on the nose. It maybe
Yeah.
even more so.
I mean,
Having-
the
yeah, they're
premise
kind of
is,
like
right?
taking away the subtext and going like, here,
Here's-
Yeah.
these are the emotions.
Exactly,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. I mean, this very famous joke, what if toys had emotion? What if bugs had emotion? What if
Right,
monsters?
exactly.
What if
What if
emotions,
emotions had
had
emotions?
emotions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Now, the thing about Inside Out, I felt was like, yes, it's on the nose, but it's a kid's film, understandable.
In the brain is what it is.
It
not
is.
on the nose.
And and the other thing is that I felt like it is a little shameless, and like all these movies are very emotionally manipulative, but they do it so well that you excuse it. And I always felt like, man, Inside Out could have gone a little deeper. And I think they do it in this movie. Not just because Riley, the titular character, not titular, but like the main character of Inside, whose brain we're inside. Also, missed opportunity to call this movie Outside In. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. The main character is kind of older. She hits puberty and gets inhabited with
More
new
complex emotions.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the new emotions are anxiety, envy, ennui.
Ennui, really.
Ennui, yeah, which is
by
quite funny.
13?
Yeah.
Sounds about
Wow.
right.
Yeah, it's more like listlessness, like, oh, I'm too cool for this kind of vibe, which is a very like teenage thing, like, oh, I'm better than this, or whatever it is. And
Was there always shame? Is shame there? Shame,
no,
puppy shame?
fear is there,
Ah.
but in
No,
this
yeah.
case, there's embarrassment.
Ah, yes.
Who's-
That's shame, puppy shame.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, this movie does. Okay, so I'm just going to start with like few criticisms just because I should. I do wish this movie had a more interesting setup for the protagonist. Like, ultimately, the kid is a sweet white girl who is in a very loving family environment.
Right.
Okay.
Are they still in the same place?
And no, so this movie takes place. So she's from Minnesota, but she doesn't move. She goes to a hockey camp. So if you remember the first movie, she's a hockey player.
Right.
So this becomes the big part of this thing about
Okay.
how she deals with new people at the hockey camp
Sure.
versus her best friends, and how to seem cool in front of them, she has to kind of maybe shun them and things like that. So I was like, there is a lot of scope. They do, man. Okay, I just wish the movie had a more interesting kind of child's.
Do you think that's by design?
It's
like,
very safe.
Yeah, like
It's
they
very,
pick
very
the most
safe.
like cookie
No,
cutter.
but I
kid,
mean in the
right?
sense that they're saying that even in the most like average life, there's a whole.
you'll still
like,
be
yeah.
which is- I mean, yeah,
yes.
you can make the argument either way. I suppose.
And I'm saying that the stakes in that way you would think are not too high, but it's
Right.
just about, oh, I need to be with my friends, oh, I have so many thoughts, I'm not good enough, I'm selfish, blah blah blah. So yes, it is safe, And it does make it, there's still enough, you're right, to kind of get it. And man, they do a lot with it. Yes, there are some very on the nose things like, the characters have to go to the back of the mind to retrieve a sense of self,
Right.
Which is the main MacGuffin of the film. Your belief system and how they're replacing it when you change.
Which is what the whole Bing Bong thing was
But
about as well.
no, but you go through a brainstorm and it's an actual storm. So there's a lot of that happening. A lot of that
Love
happening.
puns.
But I think this movie has maybe one of the great movie villains of all time, which is anxiety, one of the emotions, who takes control of Riley's entire sense of self and then starts to determine.
Is that Maya Hawke?
Yeah, it's Maya Hawke. Man, that was awesome. Like, even though it's anxiety and they're talking to, it's like, oh, you have anxiety, I don't know if you guys saw Wreck-It Ralph 2, but a big part of that storyline was about insecurity.
Yeah.
That one does it weirdly not as great as this movie, even though this is far more in your face than that is. But this one does it really well. The anxiety character has been handled, I thought, really, really well, because it is an antagonistic character. At so many points, you're just like, stop, but it's so well done. I thought that was like excellent villain, even though it's not portrayed as a villain.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it's done so well. You cannot, you are just like, oh my God, stop. And maybe that's just like how we all deal with anxiety. And I think in that way, it is a success, the film.
Nice.
I just think that I wish the movie was a little more complex in terms of like, the character's life is very straightforward.
Do we spend a lot of time with the character?
A lot more than we did
yeah.
in the last movie.
I was going to ask exactly because like
More than the last movie. you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
because the previous movie really shined, and I'm be curious, kind of in the vein of like how you're talking about Furiosa is like more of the same with Mad Max. It's better in some ways, lesser than some, because the novelty is gone, right?
Yes.
So like Inside Out was always very fun because it was novel to like try and do this inside look at your emotions and like follow it through.
Yeah.
And therefore like when Joy, right, has to go into I forget what it's called, but like the big room with all the memory balls.
Yeah,
right?
same, yeah.
And gets lost in there and
Yeah.
eventually finds Bing Bong. You spend a good amount of time away from the real world and now in her brain.
It's still there.
Right. So
Yeah.
that in this one, are we divvying the difference?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, the main plot kind of movement is that Joy is trying to retrieve the Joy and the older emotions, like the classic emotions,
Right. Legacy emotions.
legacy ones are and really, I mean, they make a point that you don't have that much joy in your life as you get older. The innocence is kind of gone. Like that's like one of the big parts. But so they have to go and retrieve this old sense of self, who Riley was. That I'm a good person.
Yeah.
Versus like all these new emotions saying that listen, we there's no room for you anymore. Now this is a more complex human being, so we need to kind of operate. So on that level, it's really cool. It's really well done. I just thought that maybe there is space for I would like to watch a movie about like other kids' heads or like different environments. How do you deal with that stuff? But there's enough in this film to keep its engine going and introduce some fun new things and I just I thought it was good. And there's some moments which are really like distinctly made for like kids, like to understand these emotions and kind of have a grasp on it.
I think that's honestly the bottom line with
Yeah,
this movie.
and
with
you
all
know,
of these
so
movies.
so
You
it
have to.
works. So it works on that level for kids. And then there's some moments in this movie that no matter what age you are, right, it fucking slaps you in the jaw.
Sounds like classic Pixar.
Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't like. I can like weep.
Sure.
But it really like there's some moments which just
No,
like go like, oh shit, man,
I can't
I am
see it.
still a millennial. I still had issues. So that way it's still good. I don't know how like older parents must react to this. I don't know, because there's some moments which no matter what age you are, it just hits you, and I just think that is what is still classic about it. Amy Poehler is excellent. All of them are excellent. They did replace some of the cast in this.
yeah?
Yeah, because some financial disputes in their paycheck. Like Bill Hader's not back in this. Mindy Kaling is not back
Who's
in
Bill
this.
Hader in the first one?
He's Fear,
Oh, right.
and she plays
was Bill
Disgust.
Hader. Oh, shit.
And they've been replaced by Tony Hale, who's another Pixar savant.
Disgust?
Yeah. He plays Fear. In this.
Really?
Yeah, and he's great.
Huh.
Who was Anger?
Anger's
Louis Black.
Louis Black, yes.
Right.
Louis Black.
He's back?
Perfect. casting.
Yeah, he's great.
course.
In fact, he's got a bigger role. And like, I always used to wonder, it's like, oh man, like Joy cries in the first film, like, they can't, all the emotions themselves can't be one emotion all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And they do that a lot more in this, like, where they're just like, even rage, like anger is just like, he's like, I can't make this my whole personality, so in that way, it's really well done. Yeah, man, awesome movie, man. Well done, and it's done really well. I don't think it's probably as good as the other films, and I think one of the reasons why I'm still slightly not cynical, but like a little not into this in-your-face examination of your emotions. It's like I like it when it's done better in a story, like Coco or any of the other movies. But like Soul, Inside Out are very like, here's the actual thing that's happening.
Yeah.
And I prefer it when it's done through the medium of somebody else's story or life or culture or whatever it is. Having said that, it is still a really, really good film. Probably one of the better ones I've seen this year. So with that,
Wait.
it's
Speaking
time.
of better films,
It's time for a tier list.
it's time for us to put all 24 Pixar.
Only
no, wait,
24?
26.
Only 26.
Here we go. After a banging start.
It's time to put all 27, I suppose, Pixar
Only
films.
27.
They're
on
making
a tier
movies
list.
while we're making this list. Okay.
All right. We're going to go in chronological order.
Sure.
All right.
And who's writing down what we say?
Joggy is.
Or is it just the camera that's recording us right now?
Well, I suppose so. But
All
we
right.
need to know what we ranked where.
Yeah,
right?
we
Yeah.
gotta know. Joggy is gonna write down all of this stuff.
All right.
This won't end well.
This is gonna take some time.
This
This
will
is
not
gonna be a
end well.
long tier list that we're gonna use.
This will only end poorly.
Do we have a
Do
whiteboard?
we have a giant whiteboard? Yeah. Please. Please.
Let's try it out.
We're doing this all in camera. Yeah, keep rolling.
A
We're
phone
good.
is in camera, Jishnu.
No. They can't see the phone screen.
Speaking of better films, we now have a whiteboard because it's time to rank every single Pixar film on a tier list.
And by that I mean TEAR. As in, how much did they make me cry?
Quite a bit, depending on the film.
Yes.
So, Joggy, do us the honor of writing down the tiers.
You fool.
S.
Okay. S.
S starts with S.
That's how tiers work.
Jishnu has not seen a single tier list video.
No, I've never seen one.
S.
Okay,
S.
so-
We start with S.
S.
Go
Tier
from
list, I mean, we've always graded and ranked things, but
A.
tier lists are a relatively new format, Joggy.
B till E.
Till E.
Yes. C, D, E. There we go. Jishnu, your first tier list. Proud of you.
What is subsidy?
What?
I just wrote subsidy.
It
Oh my
is
God, we have to
subsidy.
explain what a tier list is first to Jishnu
Yeah.
before we do one.
S is
S tier.
super, supreme,
Supreme.
sexy,
Not A
sweet.
best.
Okay.
And then so on and
A,
so
B,
forth.
C, D, E are grades, I suppose.
Yeah.
And there's no F?
We could do
I don't think
we could do
Pixar
an
has
F instead of an E.
If we were doing DC movies, maybe we could have done that.
Why don't we do an F instead of an S?
Okay.
Why don't we do?
What?
Don't you
Because
want
then
to
A
put
is
more?
the best. Why is there S over here?
Because
I
S
don't have
is
the
A
energy
plus
for this.
essentially,
Oh.
right? Do you want to skip the E and do an F instead, or add an F as well?
Just go.
All right.
Right.
Now that we're done
Let's get
debating
back.
tiers, let's debate films. We're going to go in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
So Pixar's first film, famously, is Toy Story.
I think you have to put this in the S tier for its
Yeah.
cultural significance.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
And the theme song alone.
Well,
Yes.
we're going right to the.
Yeah, you got it. You got to
going
start.
right to the S
How
tier.
many are we doing in total?
We can do as many.
Okay, Joggy,
They're
you've
not gonna
already.
fit.
What did I
written-
just say?
They're not gonna fit.
You've run
What
out of
did I
space
just
already.
say?
Let's keep going.
We have 27 movies to rank.
Let's keep
My
going.
Oh,
word.
Jesus. All right. Maybe you can do a TS.
Yeah.
Just
A
do
Bug's
TS.
Life. Huh.
I do love this movie, but not as much as so many of the other
I
ones.
mean, I saw it when it came out, and that was what year was that? Like
1998.
8, sorry.
Toy Story, because it's as good as
It used to
good
take a
as
long
it is,
time
I've
to make
rewatched
animated
it
films back in the
multiple
day. They made Toy Story 3 years later. They made A Bug's Life.
Damn.
times. I only saw it the once. I mean, like my memory of it is just so vague.
Right.
I
Okay,
would,
Joggy. So where would you rank 3 years of hard work by Pixar's animators?
I think we're being really harsh by even including a D and an E in a Pixar list. So that means we've got to go really harsh.
Because that's what I'm. Yeah, that's
gotta
a
go
very good
really
point.
harsh,
Because that's what I'm thinking
I'd say
about.
put it in C.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
that's-
C.
And that's only because reasons. It's not like because I believe it. I'm just like, if I don't
It's
remember,
only reasons,
average.
not because we believe it.
Average sounds about right. All right. A Bug's Life.
Bugs Life. BL.
BL.
Can't with
You
this.
prefer a T? I love a BL.
And
Let's go,
ABL.
let's go, let's keep
All
going.
right.
I could go for
In 1999, Toy Story 2.
Oh, come on.
This is contentious because I know some people really love and some people really don't like this movie.
I think it's my
It is my least
favorite
favorite. It's my
Toy
least
Story,
favorite Toy
and that's
Story.
by such a small margin. Come on.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
it's still
by-
a Toy Story movie.
It's by a good margin for me.
But by a margin of A, B, or C?
I'd put it in a C.
What?
What?
You
Yeah.
can't put Bugs Life and Toy Story 2 in C. That's ridiculous.
I would put it in an.
Put it in B.
I'll give you B. Yeah, I was
Let's
gonna go
Let's
A.
do B. Yeah, I would have said
So
A.
now we have to do one more thing. We're now averaging what we all say, right?
I suppose.
I'd say B.
You're saying
Yeah,
B,
so
B,
we-
and I'm saying
yeah.
C. So we'll put go B. Okay. So TS.
That is how averages work.
Yeah.
TS1.
It's more like majority.
TS1 is correct. Monsters Inc.
Oh, come on. This is an S.
Creme
tier.
de la creme.
This is an
I
S.
wouldn't
tier
go
film.
S.
I
You
would also
wouldn't?
put an A
No.
because I know which ones are S also
Yeah.
right now. Let's go. Let's go.
We need the room.
We need the room. Yes.
M, comma I actually.
Mink.
Nice.
Finding Nemo 2003.
S. Straight S.
It's an S for me as well.
It's an S.
I gotta say
it's
that.
It is an
it's A
S
for me.
tier
It's
movie.
it's an A
I
for
think
me.
objectively speaking, it's probably an A.
A? No.
But,
No. That's we're not thinking
personally
about it
speaking,
properly.
it's an-
I want you
it's
to
an
put
S.
yourself back in Marlin's fins.
I'm very scared of fish, and so for personal reasons, it goes down to
What's
an
it?
A.
You don't
But
like
fish are
fish.
friends.
You don't like birds.
Yeah.
Every episode you tell us about one more section of the animal kingdom you don't like.
I have a lot of fears.
You don't like mosquitoes
I'm a
and
scared little boy.
viruses and bacteria. You're just left with animals.
Who
now.
likes viruses and bacteria?
That's what I'm just saying. Just not
Bacteriologists,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
I don't know.
I like dogs. They're
Amoeba
great.
likes bacteria?
I love dogs.
All right.
That's
all
what
right.
you see scrolled into like little microscopic trees. Amoeba, heart, bacteria.
I hate chickens. They're terrifying. They're dinosaurs, basically.
Let's go.
They are dinosaurs.
But I mean, all birds are dinosaurs, aren't they?
The Incredibles 2004.
Okay, hear me out for this one. I love The Incredibles, but it is the only film that and its sequel which are outside the realm of what Pixar actually is. I mean, it does satisfy some of the main themes of Pixar, but it's like Brad Bird was the first director who was not part of Pixar to direct Pixar films. I think I'm not
Right,
sure. I'm
okay.
not sure about this. Like, you know,
I smell what you're cooking.
They operate more like a software company or a tech company. They have an in-house directors
Yeah.
list, right? Like,
And it's animators who become directors.
yes.
I smell what you're stepping in.
So I just want to say, even though The Incredibles is a wonderful movie, it is not a very. Maybe the least Pixar. I'm gonna get skewered for this.
In many ways, I agree with you. I just have a rule in general. If the Pixar movie's got people in it, it's not as good. The
Interesting.
Incredibles has people in it.
Toy Story has people in it.
And,
I mean, it's
Monsters,
not,
Inc. also
but it's
has-
about toys
people
that
in
come
it.
to life.
Sure.
The Incredibles is based on people.
Okay, let's put it in.
it's
I
A
would
for
say
me.
I would put it in a B.
Oh, wow.
I would, because we're going harsh. We're going broad with this.
Let's rephrase more specifically. If the Pixar movie is primarily about people as the main characters, about humans, it's not as good.
Yeah, I agree with
So
you.
where are you at?
I'll give it a B.
I'll give it a B as
B it
well.
is.
Yeah. Where would you put it?
I was going to say A.
Wow, you like 1 second. You like Incredibles more than Toy Story 2?
Yeah.
That can't be real. Okay, fine. All right.
I like it as much as Toy Story 2. So I think that's about right.
Actually, yeah, that's fair. Incredibles is
So
a really
you've got
good movie.
Monsters,
It's just not.
Inc., INC, and Incredibles, INC. Perfect.
Mink and ink.
Not confusing at all. All right,
Okay.
Cars.
Okay, I'm gonna make a
I've
claim.
only seen the first one.
I love
are talking
cars.
about the first one.
I love cars.
I love cars too. Give me your Fords, give me your Vs, give me your Ferraris.
I love
all
cars.
three.
Listen, I'm gonna put this in A. This is an A for me. I love this movie. It's a beautiful film
Yeah.
and sits perfectly well within Pixar. And by the way, Pixar would not exist financially at the state that it does today if it weren't for Cars, Lunchboxes. Okay, so
Pixar wouldn't exist without cars because how else would they get to work?
yeah,
To do the animating.
some weird part of California. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna put Cars in A just because I love it and it's one of Paul Newman's final films.
It is.
Yeah, isn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I give it
dogs
a
last hurrah.
hard C.
Oh,
Cars.
this is a tough one because I also really like Cars.
I know.
Soft
I know what you
spot,
guys-
but objectively speaking,
If we put Cars 1 in C, where's Cars 2 gonna go?
I don't know,
objectively
'cause I haven't seen
speaking,
that
it's a
one.
B. Actually,
I
maybe
would
it might even be a C.
I'm gonna put it in A.
So then we go with B then.
No, let's go with. Oh wait, so you say A, you say
C.
C. I also think it should be a C. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Come on, we've got Toy Story and
Wait, so aren't we averaging out? I thought we're averaging out, not majority.
or
Ah,
been doing
yes, it
majority
does
thing.
come. The bill always.
all right. And since I'm torn, I'm like a B.5. Let's bump it up to a B.
All right.
We can replace it later on. It's fine.
We've got to be harsh, friends. We have to use the D and E.
Listen, you can't
put
be
Toy
harsh.
Story 2 as a C,
with
but
can't
nobody
be
let
my
me.
You're
heart.
empty.
Okay.
I was putting Toy Story 2 as a C. Nobody let me.
But we already have a C. D and E are empty.
We are D&D.
We're not going to put anything in there. I'll put what I haven't seen. That'll fill up the D&E.
Speaking of
Alright.
the E tier, Ratatouille.
Okay.
Still have
Not
not
because
seen
it should be
Ratatouille.
E.
I think this is
but it
Pixar's
does have
best
an E in
movie.
it.
I've not seen Ratatouille.
What?
Yeah.
That's
How
a
are we doing
weird
this
one,
list?
Jaggi. How do you miss Ratatouille? Of
Okay,
all
I think
films?
I know, and this is weird because I just said this about Brad
Scared of
Bird.
rats.
But I think this is their best movie. Plot
Who
wise,
directed Ratatouille?
Brad Bird.
Oh, Brad Bird.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I think it nails the Pixar themes, which is innocence, loss of innocence, fear of being forgotten. You know what it's about.
Cooking.
Cooking. Anyone can cook.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is S tier. This is S tier. I will accept nothing less. I watched it again recently. It's still mind blowing.
I'll go S. I like S for this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Joggy doesn't get a say because he hasn't seen it. Fair
Yeah, yeah. Come on.
enough. All right.
Right.
You know enough about it, I suppose, though, right? Just from like
I just know the
cultural
premise.
osmosis.
I only know the premise.
It's,
I mean,
okay.
I mean, I don't know what else I should know.
Can I tell you
Have
something?
you ever heard of Anton Ego, famous food critic? And
Peter
seen-
O'Toole? Listen, I will say, this movie transcends its memeage.
Peter
Like
O'Toole.
everyone thinks that the movie is just like this. Oh, he can control a rat. Okay, well,
Yeah.
the rat can control this guy's actions. It's so like the movie is so well written. Like it's sequentially like perfect. Anyway, I don't think there's a bad scene in this movie. Let's go.
There was it's become a meme of late, probably because it was so good for a very particular age group.
Yeah, and you can't sequelize it. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I mean,
They had to come up with a fake Broadway musical for it. Remy the Ratatouille?
What?
Are you guys
Broadway
not aware of
musical?
this?
What is this?
Somewhere in the throes of COVID, I think. There was this,
Then when you start with that,
there
I
was
mean,
this phenomenon on TikTok where people just started talking about a musical called Remy the Ratatouille.
Maybe I saw it, but I didn't
Yeah,
know
like
it was.
it started out as a joke about like basically saying like
Were they making like proper musical theater type songs?
yeah
What just
about
with
a character
Linguini
called
and-
Remy who was a ratatouille.
Oh, okay, cool. Fair enough.
And they had like some of these songs were so good, and this became such a thing that they actually like produced the
They
play.
made it?
Yeah.
wow.
All right.
them.
Wall-E.
S tier.
No, I thought it was,
I'll put it-
I
I'll
thought
do
it was
I.
overhyped.
I'll tell you-
Overhyped.
Yeah, it just didn't hit me. I didn't.
I think it's
you
got-
didn't cry when
No.
there was defined dancing, or that's one of the best
Defined
scenes in that
dancing.
movie, in all movies. Okay, I'm happy to
You
put
love
this
it
on
because
an
there isn't a
A.
single human, I think, right?
Of course, there are
There are
humans.
many humans.
In
by the end.
fact,
How do you know? You don't know. 50% of the movie.
I strongly believe the humans are the downfall of that movie.
No, the captain is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he's a good character.
Listen.
And
In
no,
fact,
no,
the
I
machines are the bad
I think
ones.
of the first bit.
Exactly.
Okay, listen. I'm happy to put this in an A, but I will accept nothing less than that.
about
It's
you?
too good. There's a reason why Pixar is one of the best companies in the world. All right, come on.
We've got to be harsh, man.
Yeah, I'm not harsh as
You
fun.
can't leave the D and E tiers empty.
Exactly. I was going
Of
to give
course
it a
you
D.
can, and no, we won't. By the way, there is plenty coming up.
That's
okay,
true.
Pixar's
We're
worst years
reaching-
are ahead.
We're reaching
Chalo.
the D and E era.
We will,
Yeah.
We're beginning the harshness.
Let's
What's
go.
yours?
Let's go.
What's
I'm putting
yours?
this in A.
D?
It's an A for me.
I'll give it an A. It's a great movie.
So I'll give it an D, which will average
What
to
the
a C.
fuck? Yo, this is
Oh,
madness.
Jesus.
You can't
Average
put-
is then B, I guess.
What's if we're both
And
given
I
it
think-
an
A, you
A,
said A. You're
then
both
it
saying
should
A?
be in a B if you're averaging.
said B.
Yeah.
All right, put it in a B.
Wall.
He's just doing this to bring the average down.
Yeah, because you want to fill it out. Then that's how you're doing your goddamn tiers.
We're not doing it for the tier list. We're doing it what's right.
Oh, wow, it's time to start being so harsh.
Okay, let's go.
Up.
A. S tier. Sorry. Full on S tier.
Full S, yes.
How can it be anything less? Up
I'll
is
give
an
it an S.
S tier movie.
Because it's got people in it.
Listen, it's their best movie.
I love Up. One of my favorite
just said
movies. You
It's one of
can't
their best
deny
movies. It's one of
it
their best
kinda goes
movies.
off the rails. In
what
like
are
the,
you saying?
Go on.
Like those first 10 minutes are so incredible
Of course.
I'm so shocked.
that the
to
rest
hear
of it
this.
Go on.
evens out to a good movie.
You don't think that when he opens
You're not
the
wrong that
album,
the best part is the opening.
Yeah.
But I think it's still, it sees itself
I mean,
through.
I choke up when he pins like the bottle cap on him at the end. It's a
I
great
choke
movie.
up
I love
when
it.
he opens the
Yeah.
album in the
Of
house.
course.
That's one of the
Yeah.
best scenes. Listen,
So what are you giving?
are you just
S.
saying because it's an 1 second? Are you saying just because
are we
it's an
talking?
It's the
adventure
exception that
movie?
proves the rule.
Why the hell are we talking?
Are you
I-
saying, is it just because?
VP,
It's a you.
give you a bit of a bit of a curve.
An arc, a
He's
hype.
slimming
Yeah.
down. He's
Give it
slimming.
some booty.
He's slimming down.
All right,
All right.
Up.
Toy Story 3.
S tier. Straight up.
You
Forget
can't
it.
put everything in S.
It is an S tier movie. They
I
have
knew
made
this was
so
gonna
many
happen.
good.
I knew this was gonna happen.
One thing. Are
What's
you
the
saying
point of-
Toy Story 3 is not an S tier movie?
No, but what is the point of a list when everything is
We're
on the same
getting
level?
to it. I can guarantee you we're getting to it. Just put
Yeah.
Toy Story 3 in
You know what they're
S
all
tier.
gonna be? It's only gonna be the second, third, and fourth movies.
Can I say
the first
something?
movies will always be amazing, and then the
Toy
sequels
Story
are all
3
just a
Toy
little-
Story 3 is the best Toy Story movie.
It is, yes.
S.
Yes.
S.
It
And you
is.
know what? I know you guys are
In
gonna
fact, retroactively, now that I look at our list, maybe we'd bump down Toy Story 2 a bit.
Love it.
But
Two.
can we do that?
Toy Story 2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
gonna give it a fucking E,
Let's
man.
fill up the entire list and then rearrange.
ridiculous. Okay,
Cars
this is
2.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm trying to
I can't
save us
stand
the
it.
effort of
All right,
rearranging by just
come on.
saying
This is,
Cars now.
this is an easy call.
Between-
Cars 2.
Huh?
Cars 2 is the only one I'm willing to put in E.
I think Cars 2 is a straight
Because
up
it
E.
doesn't have anything to do with Cars 1 or 3. Okay?
Go on.
It's a spy movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an unnecessary addition in that franchise.
We have our first E.
Okay.
It's
Cars 2. All right.
Brave.
I like Brave. I don't think it's fantastic, but
Yeah.
I think it's good. Okay?
I think
No,
Brave
I
is
miss
fun.
Brave, I miss Brave.
I think Brave, but
Brave is the one that asks, "What if Mommy was a bear?"
but is Brave more of a DreamWorks movie than a Pixar movie?
It feels like such a DreamWorks movie, right?
This is so sad. I will put it in a C. That's what I'm willing to give it.
It's a DreamWorks movie with some heart.
It's not a bad movie at all. It's just not Pixar level. Look at
It's
the
an-
S tiers here. I'd say C.
Have you seen it, Johnny?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Oh,
Right,
it's
so
down
my
to
call.
us.
You're putting it at B?
C.
A C.
It's a C.
Okay.
It's a strong
Let's,
C.
Um,
You want to put it in D? I know it.
I'm gonna give it a D. Yeah.
So what do we do now?
It's.
Okay, put it in D.
I can
for now.
genuinely like
Put it
every
in D. Put it
Pixar
in D.
film has like moments.
Yeah.
Brave
Put it in-
has
moments.
much fewer moments.
Has moments.
It's,
Okay.
it's got like one or two that I particularly recall. But
Yes, of course. Brave,
I mean,
fine.
the biggest talking point around it was like the hair is incredibly animated.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And it is.
That's why I confused it in my brain for a second with Tangled.
Ah, yes.
Tangled is an S. Anyway, whatever.
Of course it is.
We will do that later on. Okay, let's go.
Monsters University. Oi.
Okay, I enjoyed
let's
it.
be objective.
But
See.
it's I would put this in D.
Even I would put
It does
in
not
D.
even you know why? Because it's such a far cry from Monsters.
Exactly. It's a
University, right?
letdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
MU.
Did you watch the show?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I saw the first season.
Yeah, enjoyed.
Really?
Yeah. It's sweet. It's more like a kids show, but
Because
it's
you're
like,
just spending that much more time with them.
With
Like,
some-
who doesn't
who
love
would spend-
Wazowski?
yeah,
Come on,
Mike
like,
and
you just-
Sully, man.
And Roz is there. And like,
Yeah,
all right, cool.
exactly.
Like,
I
just
suppose so.
hijinks ensue. What's not to just
Sure.
Yeah. Out of all the
And the sta-
nonsense Disney
the
Plus shows
stakes are
Jishnu and I
lower,
have
I
watched,
suppose.
Yeah.
this is like quite fine. You know, it's like
All
it's
right.
okay.
Inside Out.
I'm gonna give this an A. It's an A. It's an A. Come on.
What do we have in S so far? We have Toy Story. We have what the frick is FN?
FN. Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ratatouille, Up to-
It's an A. It's we don't have anything else in A. Put it in A.
Surprisingly, we have nothing else in A.
It's an A. Come on, guys. Inside Out is an A. It's the movie that has brought them back again. Come on. I mean, that's the sequel, but it wouldn't exist without
but
this.
also just a scant few minutes ago in our review, we said
I know, but it's an
Where are
A
you?
movie. What did we say in our review?
that
I wish it went
it's
deeper.
not as effective as other Pixar movies
I
because
agree.
it's more on the nose.
Okay, all right. We'll put it in B. I don't mind putting it in
Yeah,
B. But
I'm-
it's a really good
I'm
movie.
pushing for a B. These are all really good movies.
Yeah, okay, cool. Put it
I mean,
Inside Out. IO, come on.
I feel bad about this.
Why
Yeah.
you, what,
'Cause
you, think,
I think it's an S.
you think it's an S?
An
Yeah,
S,
yeah.
really.
I think
It just shocks me with every suggestion. I love it. I love it so much.
The Good Dinosaur.
Okay, I saw it.
No.
It made me cry in one scene, but they're very good at that.
That's
it is
that's not saying anything.
It's
You
not.
Tell
it's
me
not
if
very
you
close.
watched a Pixar movie and you didn't cry.
Oh,
I
so
wanna
many,
know that.
so many, so
I
many.
want to know.
And
So many.
feels like a very Disney movie, doesn't it?
It is very Disney.
Classic
And
Disney.
And we shall put it in D for Disney.
All right.
Just like we put Brave in D for DreamWorks.
Correct.
Sorry about anybody who worked on these movies. Sorry. Of course you're
Finding
watching
Dory.
this. Okay. I know it was not up to the standard of Finding Nemo.
Not even close.
But it has the same heart. And it has one of the best animated characters I've ever seen. Like animation wise. The Squid Hank.
Oh, right. Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
They always up the game.
yeah,
Like,
there's always like one groundbreaking
Yeah.
visual thing.
And Idris Elba plays a sea lion. He's really funny.
yeah.
And it's Dory who finally gets some, closure. It's good. It's good. I would put it in B.
I would put
I
it
say all of this stuff and he's just like E.
E.
No, D.
Oh, D.
Oh gosh. I would put it
And
in
you're saying B?
I would say B, but I would be okay with the C.
Well, that's
Because
what the
that's
movie
what
did.
it's in.
Where you
come
at? Where you
on.
at? Where you at?
Yes.
I'll go C. I think it's fine.
Fixed deposit.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, man. I love that movie as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
honestly, it's only because of
I've seen
our
it
soft
twice.
spot for it that it's gone up to a C. It's probably, objectively speaking, a D.
Yeah.
In that case.
Wait, hey, come on. No, 1 second. We
Wait,
said.
Which is your final answer? C or
I
D?
said C.
C.
Final answer. C.
You've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it?
Yeah, and I give it a D.
And
He
you
was
said
flirting
C.
with D, so I'm like, okay, is it D?
Stop
or is it C?
flirting.
All right. I'm committed to the C.
Cool.
Cars 3.
Okay, listen, I want to make my case for Cars 3 because I think this was a return to form.
Yeah.
This is about his legacy, okay? This is about Lightning's legacy, and he gives it away in the most beautiful. Listen, this movie is really good. I think it's as good as Cars 1, but that's just me. So I would be happy. I know you guys are gonna demolish this movie, but
I
have you
haven't
seen
seen
it?
it, so I can't give a vote.
And you?
Yeah.
Okay, shit. You have seen it. All right. I would be happy to put this.
Me having seen it is a detriment to your argument of how great a movie it is.
Yeah, because I know you're
Because
gonna
I
trash
know what
it.
it's actually like.
I'm the only one fighting for these movies here.
I don't have an issue with it. I really like it.
I like it. I think it should be in B.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's a B. I think it's.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's.
I think, I'll tell you why. It's all about the Pixar DNA. And I think it matches the DNA.
Yeah.
And it's still a lovely movie with a lot of heart. And it's got Owen Wilson. It's got Lightning, goddamn McQueen. All right, let's go.
I thought we were ranking these against each other. Well, clearly not. We're just ranking them like as great movies.
Yeah,
in the
but
world.
movies. These
No,
are
because then
about
it should be
movies.
like an even spread. You should
If
have an
we're
even.
ranking,
If you're like matching them against each other,
Let's have a look at the final tier list and then maybe we shuffle stuff around.
it's this, but just more of the same.
All right, all right.
It's
all
gonna
right.
be
Let's
this.
keep
Alright.
going. Let's keep going.
Okay. Coco.
S tier. Straight up. No question.
I also missed it.
I haven't seen a lot of Pixar lately. I haven't seen the
What?
last couple.
You
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen one of the S tier movies?
No.
S. Straight up. No
I-
question. You can't
so
argue.
I-
You can't argue. It's
I've
S
heard
tier.
that a lot, mainly
missed
from
it?
you.
You missed
No,
it?
I never watched
It's
it.
S tier.
I just never got around to
It's
it.
S tier. It's the movie Soul wishes it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
S tier.
Next.
Straight up.
I'll tell you why I didn't watch it. Because it's based on humans.
But it's not. It's based on dead humans. It's different.
Oh. I'm in now. All right.
Like
Incredibles 2.
Like Soul.
Oh, Incredibles 2 can go into E as far as I'm concerned.
E.
Yeah. So unmemorable, so unnecessary, so dated. Sorry, guys. It's an E. It's an E for me.
Okay, I'll go with you.
You seen it?
I thought,
Saw it?
I saw it. I thought it was fine. I enjoyed it.
Come on. It's got zero, Pixar capital.
Maybe it's a little DreamWorksy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
Incredibles was moving that way. Felt
It
like
wasn't
it.
Phoned in.
It wasn't bad by any stretch.
It was not a
even-
bad
I don't
movie.
even think it was
It's not
phoned
bad.
In.
In fact, the
actually
action
enjoyed
in it is really good. It's a great
Yeah,
action movie.
it's got, proper action
But for
set pieces.
Pixar standards, it's an E.
Maybe less heart.
And I
definitely.
think also it's a little dated with how they treated the family. The dad's problem is that he has to take care of his kids. He's a stay-at-home dad now. I'm like, bro, it's
We're past
2024,
this,
dog.
yeah. I mean, but they're older.
No, it's fine.
It was a different time.
It's fine. It's okay.
And it was not 2024. It was 2018.
I'm saying it is 2024 when we're making this list.
All right. Toy Story 4.
Okay. I'm going to make a
miss.
case. It's an S. It's an S for me. I'm just saying.
I'll give it an A.
I think it's an S.
I think it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. In fact, it's a movie that made me doubt my love for Toy Story 3 as the top Toy Story film.
It's the movie.
Didn't we discuss that if Toy Story 3 is Infinity War, Toy Story 4 is Endgame? In terms of even just the payoff at the end, it's sad. It destroyed me. I love 4. I think it should be an S, but I'm happy with an A. I think it's an S.
What are you giving it?
D.
A?
Yeah,
What
let's
about
go.
you,
Saying
Jackie?
S, A, I'm giving a B. So A is the
Look at
answer.
this guy.
All right.
Look at this guy.
T, S,
Interesting.
You didn't think it was Endgame?
No.
Man, that ending was just...
It's really good.
Destroyed
Especially
me.
after TS3's ending. I was like,
That's what I
This is the
thought.
one-
I thought that Toy
They
Story 3...
invented Forky in this one.
Yeah. I love Forky. And I will say that this movie gives the toys an ending. You know
or
what
so
I
we
mean?
thought. Because TS5 is
Yeah, I know.
Is
But,
it?
hot on its
yeah,
own.
but you know
Is
what
it
I
really?
mean?
Yeah.
It might be.
Okay.
It might
Yeah.
be.
I mean,
don't know.
it probably very early stages,
Hot
but it is.
hot on his tails is not probably true, but it'll happen, I suppose.
Possibly.
It's their biggest, thing.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Onward.
Okay.
2020.
Loved Onward. We saw it together, remember?
Yeah.
That was Chris Pratt and
And Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, right?
It did not need to be as good as it was.
Was this
No.
the last movie you guys saw in theaters before the pandemic?
Yes.
right.
We saw an IMAX.
That's why I missed it. I was like, oh,
and
I,
it was-
I couldn't if I wanted to.
You know, and
We started the pandemic.
You know, it had a, you know what I love about it? It was that it started off with this very DreamWorksy kind of premise, you know, like it's like, oh, we're in a fantasy world where all monsters and ghosts and gargoyles and everything exist. And
Even
but
the
it-
character design is a bit DreamWorks.
Yeah, it's very
It is
DreamWorksy.
Mainly because of the blue.
Yeah.
Because the blue color palette, you just think
Yeah.
of the guy on the moon. That's all
yeah,
you
but
think about.
but the two things that it does really well is one, it brings it back to its Pixar heart, okay, which is like about like you know these values and stuff. And the second thing is that it made a case for the sibling in a family system, which no Pixar movie has done so far. I think, if I'm not mistaken, unless it's
Yeah,
The
I can't think
Incredibles. But this is the first one where you know they make it
Toy
about this
Story.
older brother.
Toy Story did.
Which
Actually, no, I'm not. That wasn't a sibling. That's just
No, yeah.
random.
No, but I'm saying they
you're
make
right,
the
you're right, you're
heart
right.
of the
You're
film
right, yeah.
about like these two brothers and their bond, and it tries to divert you by making you think it's about the parents, but it's not, and that was what was really special about it. I thought I will
Where
be.
the hell is it?
I think it's a B. That's
After
me.
all that, it's a B.
Yeah, I'm just making a case for it. I'm making
Yeah,
a
but
case
it's
for
not a
it.
bad movie.
You?
It was slept on. For
It was
sure.
slept on.
That
Thank
might
you.
be partly
That's what it
because
is.
the world shut down.
Yeah, I would blame.
No, but even
Acts
then,
of
I don't
God
know if it would have
working
done
against it.
done as well. I think there's something about Pixar movies that
Where you at,
have a
Dave?
style. You know, like-
I'll give it a C.
yeah.
You
I'd
said
give-
B?
I would say B. So
I'm gonna put it in C.
put it in
just
C. Yeah,
because
put it in C.
Somebody better be in C. On
Working some slaving here, man.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right. Soul.
Fucking E.
Soul was also 2020.
E. I know everybody loves it. I know it won an Academy Award.
I actually really
I didn't
don't.
love it. I'll give it a
I-
D.
I don't
I'll
like
give it.
it.
A D.
It tries too much.
It's an E. It's an E for me.
With Bugs Life. I've seen Bugs Life and Finding Dory. Is it as good as Finding Dory?
this is my
better than
controversial
Finding
one.
Dory.
Better than Finding Dory.
It's not better than
but
Finding Dory.
not by a lot.
It's got people in it.
If there weren't as many, if
people
there
in it.
weren't as many Bs, I would have given it a B. But I'll give it a C because reasons.
So C for you.
I'll give it a. Well, we've got. Cars 2 is outright bad. Incredibles 2 in hindsight, maybe it's not an E.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Oh, I
I'll
don't
go
care.
D.
I'm going E.
Yeah.
E D C. So D.
D.
What the hell's the movie called?
Exactly.
Soul.
Soul. Sorry to whoever wrote Soul.
All right. We're in
Sorry, John
Especially
Baptiste.
Atticus Ross.
John
and-
Baptiste.
We're in
boy.
we're in contemporary
Shit.
Pixar territory now.
Okay, let's go.
Luca.
I love this movie. I think it's actually an A.
I slept on it.
It's really good and it's light. And I just think because it's light doesn't mean it doesn't. There's still like moments of like you well up and all of that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lot more like playful movie. It's like more kids oriented. But I still think it's a really quality film. And the setting is lovely and it's really smartly written.
Yeah.
I would put this in A, but I'm happy if it's in a B. It's definitely not a C. I will not hear that from you guys.
I was literally just going to say I think
Because it's
a
in the C?
because it's in the C and also it's a
It's not a lesser
It's a-
Pixar movie.
well
But actually,
just
maybe
in,
it
like,
is.
scope, scale, ambition. It's a slightly more laid back movie.
I know what
it's
you
a little
mean.
more
I know.
slight.
There's such heavy hitters at the top.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like
It's
you've
just
got
for
movies,
no fault
yeah.
of its own. It'll be in a C.
It's a very nice movie.
Okay,
It's
I'll
just
put
not-
it in B. You're
Okay.
putting it in C.
Yeah.
You've not
I
seen
see.
it.
So
Alright.
Put it in
between B and
C.
C, putting in C.
Because it was in the
It
C.
was in the C.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
And
that's
I
not
mean,
Coco, Luca.
Finding Nemo is in S because it was in the C.
Okay.
LVKA.
Yeah.
Turning Red. I didn't watch this one.
Loved this movie. I
Huh.
think this movie is slept on. I think, you know.
I slept on it.
Yeah.
Did you as well?
I think this movie is so now it's obviously around. It's about people. Sorry, Dinkar, but it deals it deals with puberty and this girl, and I think it's one of the funniest lead characters in a Pixar movie. Like the titular character, the Turning Red, is really funny, and it's about how whenever
She
she's
turns into a
embarrassed,
red panda,
she
correct?
turns into a red panda because she's Chinese American and she has these. It's a little bit about the cultural,
I
like her
see.
cultural background, but more about her growing up and finding these differences between her and her family.
It's like a contemporary
I'll tell you what.
Brave.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what works for it though. What works for it is that it's got Phineas and Billie Eilish writing the songs for the pop band she's obsessed with, which is called Four Town, which is modeled straight after like NSYNC
O-Town?
and Four Town.
Yeah, but O-Town was a
Yeah,
band.
O-Town. Yeah. So, but
I assume they were modeled
it's
after that.
modeled after Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, and those songs are bangers.
Nice.
And it comes into play in the film, and it's really funny. I think this movie. Yes, there are some big hitters up there. I will say it's a B. I would say it's a B. I think it should be in B, guys. You can't, just because B is full doesn't mean you can't have these new movies in them.
It's
just
getting
because.
crowded in B. And there's a lot of
Man,
room in
companies
A.
change, okay? We can't live in the past. What we're going to say, Encanto is not as good as The Lion King? Because it is. Oh, I said it. Yeah, sorry. It really
What's
is.
next?
All right.
Come on.
All right. Lightyear.
Oh, I really wanted this movie to be good, but it just misses the mark. This
Yeah.
is
I didn't have the heart. I wanted to wait and see what. Like, if I didn't hear like outstanding reviews, I wasn't going to see.
You know,
it.
it's
So-
not
and it
bad.
didn't get
Jishnu,
outstanding
it's
reviews.
not bad. In the first 45 minutes has the most, like, some really heart-rending stuff. And then it kind of becomes like a random movie. It becomes like Incredibles 2, which is the action is more important than the story. And I think, I'm wearing a Lightyear shirt right now, man. I love this guy. I'm just going to say it's a D.
Okay.
A
It's
D,
a C
huh?
or a D.
You saw it?
Did you see it?
I didn't watch it actually.
You didn't see it? I'm the only one who says
For
anything. It's an S.
similar
No, it's a D.
Maybe we should bump it up because it gave us that Chris Evans tweet.
Which one?
You know, the one where he says,
Yeah, what did he say?
he says, this is not a movie about Buzz Lightyear the human. It's about the toy that the human is based on.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah. I'm just going to
That's
say
a great logline.
it's got that incredible trailer with Starman in it, but then
The
so
quote
does every
is-
other trailer.
That is actually a good trailer. Yes,
yeah.
you're right. And just to be clear, this isn't Buzz Lightyear the toy. This is the origin story of the human Buzz Lightyear that the toy is based on.
Way to confuse people.
what is
I think
that
people were
language?
just
Love it.
really, really confused.
Love it.
Yes, because the words
No.
cease to make sense.
Yeah, no, even just the plot of the film, like, who is this? The toy is based on this character who
Yes,
exists
I
in the
know.
Pixar universe. That's it. All you had to do is say that. Anyway, it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
he should have just said, go watch the movie. I'm not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
really acting in it. It's just my voice.
And I will just say, Chris Evans as the original Lightyear, he's quite good in it. Like he changes his voice a little bit to be kind of Tim Allen-y, but not really like
More
the full-
gravelly?
Yeah, Tim Allen is like the cartoony version of the Chris Evans voice, if that makes sense.
Of course, because
yeah,
The toy
he's
is
so
based
the
on
toy.
bright.
It's
because
the
the toy
human
is
that the
based
toy
on
is
Chris
based
Evans.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Tim Allen was doing his best Chris Evans impression.
Correct. It wouldn't
Alright,
make sense to
that's what it
have
was.
Tim Allen because why would the actual astronaut go and voice a toy based on him?
In today's world, 100% would do that. Why wouldn't they do that?
No, literally. I mean, Woody.
He didn't
Woody's
have the time. He
toys.
was in space.
Speaking of Toy Story, the Woody dolls.
Colin
is
Hanks.
Not even Colin.
It is Colin.
His brother.
Chet?
Yeah. No, not Colin's brother. Tom's brother. It's not his kids. It's not his famous kids.
Right.
It's his not famous brother.
Correct. Yes,
Who's
yes.
Tom Hanks' brother?
I don't know his name. He's not famous.
I always used to think Colin Hanks was Tom Hanks' younger brother because he had them.
Yeah,
he
he
had
really
it very early, and he's a lot older than the rest of his kids.
A lot older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks possibly the most like
He
him.
looks like
It's his
Tom
brother
Hanks.
Bob, Doug, Carl, Chuck,
No,
whatever.
there's Jim Hanks.
That's-
who looks
Jim
a lot like
Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
We got
Yeah,
Tom Hanks
yeah,
at home.
brother Jim. That's
Yeah,
the that's what I've
Brother
heard.
Jim. And there's also Larry Hanks.
This sounds so funny. Anyway,
You know, I was surprised by the son that I didn't know existed in the one who plays younger Tom Hanks in A Man Called Otto.
right? Yes.
Like he just turned up and I was like,
no, he's
Isn't that the DOP? Like the DOP in A Man Called Otto is also his son.
what?
I don't know if it's the same person.
Oh,
kids does he
interesting.
have?
He has
I don't know if
many
it's the
kids.
same- I don't know
And
if
he
it's the
only
same
has a
kid.
few that he's not embarrassed of.
He's not
sorry.
embarrassed of Chet.
Yeah, he can do that all on his own.
Colin Hanks, Chet Hanks, Truman Hanks, who's the one who was in A Man Called Otto.
I think Truman is the DOP.
No, Truman is the guy in the movie.
So then who's the DOP for that?
For A Man Called Otto, I don't know.
I'm
There's
pretty sure
also-
the guy from The Man
necessary.
Called Otto.
There's also
This
Elizabeth
whole podcast.
Ann Hanks, Colin Hanks' sister, who I didn't know
From
existed.
his
who?
first wife.
Yes,
Okay.
Is
I
who,
didn't know
sorry?
that.
Elizabeth Ann Hanks.
What about her? I missed the first part of that.
Just that we didn't know she
exists.
existed.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, now I'm going to look up the DOP of A Man Called Otto.
Remember when Tom Hanks got COVID and everybody was so scared?
That was the moment the world got real about.
Yeah.
It. Yeah.
All right, A Man Called Otto was shot by Matthias Königsweiser.
Hanks at the end though?
Hanks.
He really has a lot of kids, Jishnu.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Woo. All right.
Alrighty.
Let's
Alright.
move on. Can we please move on?
The final movie in our tier list is Inside Out 2.
I'm the only one who saw it. It's an
Yeah.
A.
It's an A, you
Thank
say?
God. I mean, we need some shit in A, so it's good.
I would put so many in A from here.
Inside.
Sorry,
sorry.
can we relook at this list? Okay, let's not include Inside Out 2 for right now.
What?
Let's just look at the list.
Now look at the list. 102 Dalmatians. So,
So what do we just read them all out, please, Jishnu?
in S, we have Toy Story 1, Finding Nemo, Ratatouille, Up, Toy Story 3, and Coco? No, what's C?
Yes, that's Coco.
Coco.
Yeah, Coco, yeah.
Right. And in A, we have Monsters Inc., Toy Story 4, and
Yes.
Inside Out 2. In
102.
B, we have Toy Story 2, Incredibles,
Oh my God.
Cars 1, Wall-E, Inside Out 1.
Yeah,
Really?
Inside Out, yeah.
Inside Out 1.
You give Inside Out 2 better than...
Surprising, huh?
Wow, all right.
That's how
okay.
this works.
But
we
that
haven't
was
seen
good.
it.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
seen
I haven't
it.
seen it. We didn't get to rank it.
Yeah, we didn't get ranked. Yeah.
I'll do it again. So B is Toy Story 2, Incredibles, Cars 1, Wall-E, Inside Out, Cars 2, and TR is Turning Red.
Yes.
Right. Christ, there's a lot of initials.
They've been around since we were kids.
In C, we have A Bug's Life, Finding Dory, Onward, and Luca.
That sounds good.
That
That's a
sounds
good
about
list.
right.
In D, we have, what the hell is
Brave.
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 Brave. Music video? What's MV?
Manchester United? What is
Monsters
it?
University.
Monsters
Monsters
I
University.
told you your U was a V.
It's M5. It's a BMW.
Okay.
And Good
Dinosaur?
Dinosaur, Soul, and Lightyear.
Yeah.
People are going to be shocked with that soul thing in D, but I'm happy about it.
And
Let's
I
go.
don't know
E.
if people care that much about Soul.
Yeah, I know.
It won an Oscar. A lot of people love that
A lot of
movie.
movies.
Music, right?
A lot of movies win Oscars. There are 87 of
It
them.
won Best Animated Feature. That's
Oh,
it.
really?
And it beat fucking like so many good animated movies that year. Wolfwalkers, which I loved, from Cartoon Saloon. Anyway.
And in
Who's gonna
last
rank
place,
those guys, huh?
The Caboose. We have Cars 2 and Incredibles 2.
Okay, listen. Can I just be honest? I think A and B have some issues.
Yeah. They need
Okay.
to get divvied out.
I think
We're crowding up the top tier. Everything is in the
okay,
top
I'll
tier.
tell you what should be in A from here. Inside Out.
You're bumping stuff up.
Yeah. And Wall-E should be in the first one.
Joggy says we're crowding
What's
top tier.
C1? Cars 1, right?
Cars
No, that's
1.
fine. Everything else is fine. I think maybe some people would be shocked about Toy Story 2 not being in A at least. But I think definitely Wall-E, Inside Out need to be in A.
Let me make this a little easier. We have way too many in S. Not
No,
enough in A.
Those are the right S's. They have 27 movies. They're famous for a reason. They have mostly good
Say
movies.
nothing other than which is the worst of these movies.
All right. Is
Toy
there-
Story 1, Finding Nemo, Ratatouille, Up, Toy Story 3, and Coco. Which is the worst movie?
Toy Story 1. Not the
That's
worst.
fair.
It's the least
Between
out of
these, which is the lesser
It's
movie?
the least.
I don't know about Coco.
Yeah, same.
We put Toy Story there for legacy reasons, and
Yeah.
fair enough. But they have evolved. They've become much better at the
I
craft.
agree. If you had to bump down
I'd say take Toy Story 1 down
All right.
to an A, huh?
to an A.
Cool.
We're not being bad about this. I'm just saying. I would still say, I mean, Wall-E, you don't want to agree with me. Inside Out, you want to put on A or S, right? You said S.
Inside Out.
I would
be an
take-
S.
So we have 5 movies in the S tier. Locked.
4 and A. I want to see, and we have in B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Something's gonna move out of B. Something's gonna come down from a B
something-
to
Oh
a
my
C.
God.
Since we have 7, one can go
I would
up
put
to A
I would
and
put
one can come down to C.
I'm gonna be crazy here and say
Bump Incredibles down.
down. And I'm gonna keep Cars. Sorry, I don't care. I
Oh,
don't care
wait
what
a
you think.
second.
I don't care what you think.
I would
Cars
bump
has to be
Wall-E
there.
down.
Actually, Cars can go down.
I was going to say maybe we bump Wall-E up.
Yes, 100%.
To A?
Yeah, 100%. Wall-E is a classic, man. Lord, we did it as a film club.
It was the
Remember?
inaugural edition of our film club.
And,
yeah.
and our final one as
Hey,
well.
wait a second. Cars 2
Yeah. There's a B.
is a B?
Wait, no, that's
we
not
put it as
Cars.
C?
That's
no,
what is that?
That's not Cars 2. That's
C2. What the hell is C2?
C2 is here also.
Oh shit, then
dude.
what is that C2?
What is C2, Joggy?
The hell is C2?
Oh my god.
That's C3, dude.
No.
How can C3 be a B tier?
Oh yeah, wait, where is C3?
Yeah, it is.
So E is C3.
No, E is C2, which is the bad one.
Where the hell
We're
is C3?
talking
Then
in
C3
code.
is there?
Yeah, it should be.
Is it
should be
Coco?
B.
Did you write
no,
Coco as C2?
Coco's
Coco's an S.
It is C3. It's C3. You mistitled it.
Cool. So this, and we're happy with it staying in B.
Yes, I think.
Oh, C3.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
So we're good with C3 where he is.
Yes, I am.
Have we need to bump one down to C,
Something's
right?
gonna come down.
I think
What
C.
is TR?
I would
Turning
put
red.
Toy Story 2 down there.
Oh man, I feel bad for
I
Turning
like
red.
Wall. No, my bad. I would put Wall-E down. I prefer Toy Story 2 to Wall-E.
I would bump
I think Wall-E should
You've already
go up.
moved Wall-E up, haven't you?
I think put Turning Red in C.
Okay.
I don't want to do it.
I'll
It's
go
so
with that.
unfair to the new Pixar movies, but they don't have animals or
they,
toys.
they haven't changed. We have.
Yeah.
We're such boomers.
And you can erase Wally from B.
And put him in where?
Isn't
A.
Wally already in A?
no,
What is
Wally's
in B,
there.
What is
dude.
W?
as
E
in,
at
yeah,
the
we
end.
bumped
Yeah,
Wally.
we
Oh,
just bumped
thank
Wally up.
God. Oh, justice has been served.
IO and
My
C3.
gosh.
IO and C3.
Okay,
Okay, so the
nature
top
is
3
healing.
tiers have 5 each.
Yep.
C tier already has 5.
Mm-hmm.
D tier already has 5.
But this checks out. I'll take
Now
it.
we're even.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so Pixar has had only 2 outright
Yeah. Can we
duds.
unanimously agree that these deserve to be in last place?
I think
like
Soul should
without
also be
question.
there. No, I really do think so.
So Cars 2 and Incredibles 2 are the worst movies Pixar has made.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think Cars 2 is
Yeah.
universally agreed upon. Incredibles 2, bit of a surprise.
It's a good movie, but it just is so dissonant with the rest of their work. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair. Maybe. Okay. What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments. Obviously, but that's our tier list for Pixar films. If you like this, maybe we can do it for some other studios that have 30+ films, and then we can make
Just
another
teach
hour.
me new games next time. I like this.
Great. Okay. Cool. We'll see you with some Geek Fruit recommendations and some games.
We're back with games, and this time it's all me.
Yeah. It's just Jishnu's games this week because Dinkar and I have not
Got lazy.
prepared anything.
That's okay,
Yeah.
because you think I put effort into my games?
Yeah, I think so.
Not really.
The last time was decent, man.
I'd say it's the first time you put effort into anything we do.
We found something.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I'm
Before
excited.
we get to that,
Yes.
We hereby retire from the games.
Yeah.
No, don't say that. Before we get to that, we have some recs of Tyrannosaur.
Recommendations. Right.
Who
Give us
goes?
your
Who
recommendation,
goes?
D.
Who go first?
Okay, I'll go first. I just binged a drama series called A Gentleman in Moscow, which is on Prime Video, but I think it's a AMC show. I'm not sure what it's on, but starring Ewan McGregor, Geek Fruit favorite.
Is he the titular gentleman?
He is the titular gentleman in Moscow. Yeah. It's a really interesting story about about the time of the like turn of the century, almost like revolution in Russia, where they abolished all aristocracy and like got rid of all the gentlemen's and like ladies and dukes and
Okay.
duchesses and all of that stuff, and like it became more of like a people's liberation and the birth of like communism in that regard. And because Ewan McGregor, who's playing an aristocrat, one of his friends, childhood friends, writes a poem which is kind of revolutionary in nature, but attributes it to him. He's spared. He's not killed. But his punishment is that he has to live in the Metropole Hotel for the rest of his days, which is where the whole show is set. So for 40 years, it's the story of this gentleman and how Sasha as he's known, and what he gets up to and the bonds and the connections that he makes with the staff and the people there. And it's like 8 episodes, but man, it was really, really beautiful. It's based on a book, a very famous book by an author named Amor Tolls. And this book did the rounds a couple of years ago and it did really, really well. And then the rights came about. Ewan McGregor got really interested and got his wife as well.
I was going to say, I thought
Mary Elizabeth
I was
Winstead.
waiting for that, yeah.
Who is great in it, and they have obviously great chemistry. But this show's real heart is in Ewan McGregor's. Like, this is what he was born to do, which is like be this charming, debonair kind of gentleman. And
I got a non-musical Moulin Rouge vibe from it.
It is, but it's
You
really
just mean
sad.
only because of the period and the setting.
But
Right,
it is
sure.
really sad, but it's very hopeful.
It doesn't sound fun at all like Moulin Rouge.
No. You know, you'll be surprised at how much comedy there is in it, like
Right.
because of how charming he is.
I mean,
and
just
what
look at
a-
that mustache he's got. It's hilarious.
insane, real
Gorgeous
mustache that he
mustache.
grew, and
No
it's just.
CGI.
Yeah, like in a post to Henry Cavill era,
No,
we
you
need
know,
to specify.
Yeah.
it's been a big part of his PR campaign that he had to grow it himself because he's very famously known for hating wearing a like a stick-on thing, especially if he's going to have to do it for 6 months at a time. So I just think the show is beautiful and it's really like poignant, And it's not a true story, but it's set in real, like, events and, the growth of Stalin as their leader and all of that stuff. Man, but it's heartbreaking, but it's beautiful and it's really warm. Highly recommend as a kind of a different watch from the rest of the stuff out there.
Yeah, feels like it'd be a good change of pace, actually.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Jaggi, what do you recommend?
So mine is less of a see and a listen to, though you can see it. It is actually a slew of, I think, high notes for Zane Lowe. He's been doing the rounds with a lot of old fogies who've made either made a comeback or just, back to form more than anything else.
Yeah.
So one being our boy Jonathan Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Is back with a brand new album. Not to say that he hasn't been putting
And
them
a
out lately.
docu-series just
And I was coming to that. So there is the docu-series, a 4-part, which is not out yet, right?
It's out. How is it, though? Have you seen it?
I have not seen the
Okay,
documentary,
cool.
but I was going to say, so I've not seen that, but I have seen Zane Lowe's interview with him, which, I mean, you can watch. It's a video pod.
Yeah.
But I just think Zane's been in the last year, he's really upped his game. And
Yeah, are you sure?
I really like his.
Abhimanyu and I keep making fun of him.
Oh, he's very make fun of.
Like, for example, this is what we do at home.
Yeah.
Just say something like you are a guest and I'm Zane Lowe.
Hi, I'm very happy to be here, Zane.
The thing about being an artist, us together.
Absolutely. And
I like him.
And in the age where most of the interviews you consume are a tight 7 minutes for a late night show or something.
True.
Either it's that or it's like a memeable thing in some press junket in front of a standee where you'll play games and rate Pixar movies or some shit. His interviews are actually, I think, have got some meat to them. And so along with the Bon Jovi one, the other big one I'm really enjoying is mainly because the songs are really good, is the new Pearl Jam album. I cannot
Great
get
album.
enough of it. Cannot
Great
get
album.
enough of
Who did he
it.
speak to?
Pardon?
Who did he speak to?
All of them.
Nice.
In the belly of the
Nice.
piece, and this was really cool because what I really like about
What
Zayn,
is the belly?
he's in
What's it,
their
Dodger
he's-
Stadium?
No, he's in their
The jam
their
pad.
their
Yeah.
warehouse basically. Their jam pad is a warehouse where it is a proper warehouse for a lot of bands obviously have a storage unit where they keep their stuff.
Yeah.
But this is where they have memorabilia. They'll have the yield sign from the yield sign.
But they've shown, haven't
like
they
that.
showcased some of that in I remember in BJ20,
Yeah.
they have that same
Absolutely.
space. Is this
Yes.
the same space?
I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen that in a long time. I don't think it is because they talked about it like it's more newer than PJ20,
Right,
but I could be
okay.
wrong. But the point is, it's an hour long with the boys, and it's like a big walkthrough of all their
Nice.
stuff and whatnot.
Like
And
how you two walk through the sphere.
exactly.
Pearl Jam walks through a warehouse.
Except they live at the
Different
warehouse, so
shapes.
it's a nice
Yeah,
one. So
yeah.
anyway, point is, I was very pleased with the kind of stuff Zayn's been putting out. And on the flip side, to the end of the Bon Jovi thing, which I've yet to see, which I will, there's also been a slew of documentaries going out for musicians and comedians and all that whatnot. So I saw the Beach Boys one,
Yeah.
and it's not bad, but if you already know the Beach Boys, which I do,
Yeah.
it's not giving you anything new. So rather than watch the new Beach Boys documentary, go and watch the Paul Dano
Love and Mercy.
Love and Mercy.
Great movie. Enjoyed. And John Cusack, yeah?
Yeah, because there's just basically
They do
there's
not look like each other.
There's a formulaic thing about the documentaries that are coming out right now because they're just churning them out, and they're far more informative than entertaining, or they don't pose a question. They're just here's his life, this is what he did. We have
Sure.
B-roll footage.
Yeah.
Okay. But I could have read a wiki synopsis and I'd get the same amount of information and
Yeah, I mean, they
Yeah, it's fine.
re-released Let It Be.
Yeah.
The director, what's his name?
Peter Jackson.
No.
Oh, no, sorry.
What's his name?
The
Michael.
annoying guy in...
Michael Hogg. Michael Lindsay Hogg.
Yes.
yes,
that's
well
the
done. Yeah.
Right? And this is so weird to me that they released this. Because the entire pretext of Get Back,
Yeah.
or at least the internet's context for
Yeah.
it, is that, you guys don't know
you've
this
never
band.
seen this.
You've never seen this,
Yeah.
and that was out of context. Let It Be. And, Yoko's not a bad person, though she's the producer on Get Back. Okay? And, they're just a bunch of boys. And, this was all of this footage is, it needed to be remastered, and you need AI so you can hear them now. And then they re-released the very documentary that made the band kind of split up and all of that because of how they saw themselves. So I found that a weird... I know Beatles fans will take anything,
Yeah.
but I just found that
No, I'm
so
with you.
strange that they did this.
Yeah, it was I can't say unnecessary because it's the
is
Beatles.
so
it'll be
unnecessary.
no, but
It
it'll be
already
consumed.
exists.
No,
It is
because
a
we know
remastered
that.
version, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, so why not?
exactly. It's just like
Because it's
because you
just
know it'll be consumed. That's what I'm saying.
It's
It's
on
not
Disney
unnecessary.
Plus. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
it's not
almost
like
like
they're putting out something we'd never seen before and going like, now here's the rest of the story. They're just saying like, right.
Here's
since
the
we're
thing.
talking
Remember
about
the
this
thing
movie-
that made the band break up, and then we had to kind of contextualize it. Look, go watch the thing that they
They're
did.
giving
Here's
you
the original
context
context.
again.
I
That's
know. I just
fine.
found it a little. I found it as a little strange. That's.
Maybe
I mean,
it's just like
from a
the timing is cynical,
narrative,
perhaps. But
yeah.
it was bound to happen at some point. Movies get remastered.
I know you're right. You're right. I just found it strange. I mean, like not strange. I
Fair
just felt
enough.
like, yeah, all right. I'm not gonna watch it, even though I really do want
All
to.
right.
Seen the first one. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I am recommending a book called Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead, a title that I have to look up because I keep thinking of it as like everybody will die. But
think
that's
everywhere
basically
all
what the
at
book is
once.
about. It's like a first-person narrative featuring this woman called Gilda. She's like a 20-something who is riddled with anxiety about death. And it's told in this like kind of almost stream of consciousness first-person style, where it's about how she gets a job working in a church, even though she's gay, and she has to pretend not to be, obviously, and has to pretend to be a devout Catholic. But the plot is kind of incidental. It's mostly about just her like going through life, just constantly thinking about death and how that kind of just percolates into everything she
Wow.
does. It sounds really heavy,
Yeah.
but it's actually a fun read. Like it's got like this sly sense of humor, and it's not even it's the kind of thoughts anybody would have, but they're not treated in like a depressing way at all. It's just like a good way of looking at it, I feel like.
Who's it by again?
Sorry?
Who's it by?
The author's called Emily Austin. She's written a bunch of stuff before, but this is the first book of hers I've read. This one came out a couple of years ago.
Nice.
So yeah, very enjoyable read.
Nice.
About some very intense subjects.
Look at us.
Nice to have
Look
a
at
book.
us cross medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to have a book.
And
book.
we have video, audio, and radio.
Love it. Okay, cool.
Gravy.
It's time for
The main event.
take it away, Jishnu.
I want to begin with a game we played last time because I have some better questions. Because I feel like y'all picked up on it nice and quick, as I expected y'all to. Y'all know your stuff. But I have been beta testing this out in the field. And to no surprise, y'all know your shit. So I have a challenge for you.
Okay.
As we replay 4, 8, 15, 16,
Oh,
23,
okay.
42.
Right.
Dos.
The premise, again,
4, 8, what?
Give us the premise.
4,
Jishnu.
8, 15, 16, 23, 42, aka the numbers from Lost.
Part 2. Yeah. All right.
So the premise once again is I'm going to throw a bunch of numbers at you. These numbers are actually dates. If I say 99, it's the year 99. If I say 01, it is the year 2001, not
This is the most
1001.
confusing part of this game.
Now,
Why
when
did
I
this
give
need
you
to be announced?
now when I give you these numbers, you must figure out what film franchise I'm talking about.
Yes.
Man.
I may or may not give you every movie in the franchise. As we know, some franchises go on even longer. Some of them get rebooted. Some of them shouldn't have been. So
I
to
find
begin
this,
with,
this is the hardest game.
it is
quite
a hard.
My brain doesn't connect the numbers.
like, we don't-
This is
I
why
don't
we
think in
podcast. We're
years.
bad at math.
Right.
Okay.
So to begin with, and just ping pong, shout. First one to get it gets it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
Your numbers are 6,
2006,
11,
2011,
17.
2017.
Let's go.
2006, 2011, and 2017.
Jesus Christ.
Planet of the Apes.
New.
That can't be right.
New.
How?
Planet of the Apes was like 2010.
Nine.
It also has 4 movies.
And also, yeah. Actually, it has
has
more,
like 10.
obviously.
Actually,
yeah.
well, yeah, if you're talking about them.
2006, 2011, and
17.
ah,
I hate this game.
Viewers at home can play along too and yell at your screen.
2006, 2011, 2017. 2017 is Jishnu's favorite year.
the
so let's
Hunger
think about it.
Games.
No.
New.
Too early. 2006, too early. 2006, 2011, 2017. What else came out in 17 that Jishnu loves? Not Avatar. No, there's only
Does
two.
it have to be something Jishnu loves? That's
It's probably- it's-
that's
it
us
ends in 2017.
analyzing Jockey. Right.
Yeah, you never play these games. You play the Game Master.
Correct.
I love that Jack Nicholson movie. Analyze Joggy.
Was 2017 the best year?
For Joggy, yes.
For me,
Yeah, it was, right?
For me,
Yeah,
it was, yeah.
As far as nothing has come out since. For
My
Jishnu.
life has been a downward
2006,
trajectory ever since
2011,
2017.
2017.
It's I got it. It's Wolverine. X-Men Origins Wolverine. The Wolverine.
Oh my god!
And
I literally
Logan.
thought that.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
You know why
It's
I
not.
got it? Because I played the game master.
It's not.
Yes.
Man.
You're not.
Oh, man.
He
I'm
still
so
hasn't heard me,
pleased.
has he?
Oh, it's not?
It's not.
It's not. Oh. We just got excited.
So I just got VAR.
I just wanted
I
to
thought
let
the
you
same
enjoy
thing,
your
but I was
moment.
like, it doesn't make sense with the X-Men movies. But this can be.
Why can't it be
Tell me.
2000? Oh, 2006 is way too early. My
Yeah.
bad.
But also, tell me this:
Wait, didn't Logan come out in
is
20?
it possible you start?
Logan came out in 17.
And
is it
11 was
possible you start
Wolverine.
from like the middle of a franchise?
He's on to. I could have done that, but it's not correct.
Oh, it's
So
not
you
like
could
that.
start from like the middle of a
I
franchise.
could be like, yeah, the Wolverine franchise.
He's done
with
this
an X-Men.
before with
I've done this
Batman,
before.
remember?
Yeah, I did that Nolan Batman,
the
right?
Sherlock Holmes movies.
New.
There are only 2.
I know.
I said Avatar. It's fine. It's like one comes out every 40 years. Wow, I was so certain it was
6, 11, and 17.
All right.
Yeah, just to give us
Yeah,
a clue.
I'll give
why
you a
don't
clue.
you?
We
I'm sad.
you're gonna like really hate yourself for not getting it. But
Of course.
Yeah, that's already happened.
I'll say
Give us a clue. Don't say he wears a hat.
Indiana Jones,
nah. I'll say
The Mummy.
it has some of the weaker. It has some of the weaker movies of
Installments.
this entire studio.
Cars.
There you go.
Yes.
What do I even say here?
See what I did there? See what I did?
Yeah.
Oh, he screwed us.
He
Unagi.
did screw us.
All right.
Cars was in 2006. Yes.
I'm gonna give you 2 more.
Okay.
And by the way, I disagree with that.
Hey,
Have you
check
seen the
out your
whiteboard?
list.
Have you
Yeah.
seen that whiteboard?
Yeah, I
I'm looking
know.
at it right now. Okay.
The Incredibles has done worse.
Here we go. Here's another one. 90, 92,
Oh no.
97, 21.
1990.
90, 92, 27.
90,
Oh, sorry.
92,
Yeah.
97,
Uh-huh.
21.
Yeah, there is no 27. 90, 92, 97, and 21.
It's Ghostbusters.
Bill and Ted's
Oh.
Excellent
With
Adventure.
the amount of times you guys have guessed Ghostbusters, you think
Oh,
I'm never
man.
going to give you Ghostbusters?
Bill and Ted.
No.
No. I'm so bad at this game. I'm just gonna
90,
say.
92, 97, and 21.
It can't be Batman. That was it.
Are you also latching on to 21 as like...
Yeah, of course. Because it's like, it's obviously one a nostalgia release. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of those
yeah.
reboots.
21.
Damn it.
Bad Boys.
New.
No, Bad Boys was 2020.
We're in it right now, man.
And-
Also,
Yeah, but he doesn't have to complete the number
Yeah.
of films.
that would just be rude.
So I'll give you a hint,
Yeah.
which is I have not completed all the films.
Okay.
I have definitely included the ones which are the ones everybody would care for.
Okay.
The further hint will be that there's a big gap, right? There are other films in that big gap, and there's a reason that I'm only including 21.
What?
Yeah, you'll see.
90, 92, 97, and 21.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
It does sound like Ghostbusters, right?
Oh my gosh. Who took
Star
it?
Trek.
No.
No. Is it
Take one more.
Mad Max?
Take another jab, and I'll give you another hint.
It's not Mad Max.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
not,
can't
man.
be.
It's not. So that means the cast changed and then they brought back the original cast. Oh, so that's
Something
probably
like
what
that,
it
yeah.
means. Probably what it is.
90, 92, 97, and 21. Oh,
This is the worst game, man. It's so
Jurassic Park.
No. Okay. So 90
94.
and 92, there's no argument. Those are the ones that matter.
Okay.
97, there's some after that nobody saw, and then 21 matters because it's actually part of the 1992 story.
The 1992 story.
The 90 and the 92 story continues with 21. 97 exists, people saw it, and then for some reason they made more. Nobody saw those at all.
This sounds like this sounds like a lot of
It sounds like
franchises.
Michael Keaton Batman or something. You know, like come back.
It
in
sounds like
Flash
Jurassic
or-
Park.
No, Jurassic Park is later than 19. It's 1994.
Yeah, I know, but the
trajectory.
trajectory of like two great movies.
Yeah.
And then
fair,
they eventually
fair.
tie the loop back in way too late after
Yeah.
they made some
So who
failures.
does that? Who's done that? I mean, I know Jurassic Park is definitely. That Ghostbusters is the only other one, right?
Yeah. I mean, clearly there's one more.
Not Back to the.
A bunch of movies that nobody watched.
One last hint.
Yeah.
Because of how obviously better definitely the first movie. It's not a franchise you think of as a franchise.
What?
You know what I mean? Like the name of
No, we don't.
it. Like
There's
when
not a singular name.
no. As in like it's not immediately associated for being a franchise because the first movie itself is just such a mainstay that is what you think of.
Blade Runner.
New.
No.
There's no Blade Runner 2. I mean, there's Blade Runner 2049, which is Blade Runner 2.
There is, and that was a long time. It was 1979 or
Yeah.
something. 1990.
I'm just saying.
This is too hard,
Alien.
man. No.
Last hint?
Yeah,
Then
last
I'll just give it
hint.
to you.
Yeah, last hint.
We're
so bad at this. We're supposed to be good at movies, man. It's the only thing that
just don't
qualifies
know
us to do this
years.
podcast.
I'll say it's a cautionary tale.
Jurassic Park.
For parents, time and time again.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah, that was the only one I was thinking. Why did I think the same thing? Cautionary tale for...
Because we're playing the Game Master.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. We are playing the Game Master.
Come on, one last jab and I'll just give it to you.
It's a cautionary tale for parents.
Home Alone. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
So-
Buzz.
90 is the one that really
How
matters.
does 2021 continue?
I will tell you.
I mean, I suppose because the
Buzz
the
is
guy's
in it?
there. Yeah, he
Oh
is.
my God, Jishnu, I want to smack you.
He's a cop in 2021.
He's a cop in 21.
Oh, I've not seen it.
Yeah,
It's quite nice.
It's fun.
Yeah?
But yeah, like it's
Oh,
a
okay,
brand
then it's
new,
fine,
like
Jishnu.
there's a cameo with Buzz. He calls the cops and the cops show up and the cop says Buzz. And Buzz is
Yeah.
like, I've heard this story before.
Exactly.
Clink.
Okay,
It's
I
a
guess I don't need to
cameo.
watch this movie
It
anymore.
doesn't really continue the story. It's
It's just that like there's a McAllister named Buzz.
This is
who continues on.
this is a
Yes,
no. I can't
sacrilege,
accept this one.
Some sacrilege. The kid is British.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Would you like one last one?
Yeah, sure.
Or would you like a new game?
I would like a new game. No,
Okay.
I would.
Give us a quick one last one. Don't
quick
let us.
one. Yeah, yeah.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
I won't
that's
let
fine.
you. I won't let you.
And give
bother.
it with a clue.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Jurassic Park.
I will not give you clues. I will only add on with more numbers.
There's
right.
that many. All
Yeah.
right.
1, 4.
2001,
Seven.
2004, 2007.
147.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of things.
These are the ones that matter.
2001 is. I know. No, I thought it was The Matrix.
2001, 2004, 2007.
Spider-Man.
Lord of the Rings.
No.
Spider-Man.
No.
Oh, it's 2002. So it's 2000, 2002, and then 2005. I think.
We're gonna go quick on this one.
Okay.
1,
2001?
4, 7, 18.
2018. Saw. No, obviously not. I'm playing the Game Master.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's obviously a superhero franchise. That's it. What are the big ones? X-Men, Superman. No, not Superman. Spider-Man. No. Batman. No.
2001 is the one that matters. That means that was the first one, right? Has to be.
They're none before this. Can you give us that as a clue?
Take a couple more guesses. I'll give you one more. I'll give you more numbers.
Guys,
I'm
Said
gonna
we'd
give
go
you more
quick on this
numbers.
one. Okay.
I'm gonna give you more numbers.
More numbers after 2018?
Give me a few guesses. And I'll give you
2001,
one last
2004,
one.
2007.
You know why this game is tough? We just don't think about movies
Yeah,
like this.
yeah. I actually. Yeah, you're right.
2001.
I can't imagine these
2004.
these years as visual media in my head. 2004. Man, those are my years, man. I know that
All right,
stuff.
I'll put you out of your misery. I'll give you
Okay.
the last number.
Huh.
1, 4, 7, 18, 60.
1960.
Yeah.
Oh, Ocean's 11.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, you've gone backwards. Yes.
I was like, 2060, they've planned it. This is, what is it, Richard Linklater?
60 is the tell.
Yeah.
Good. We got one.
Oh, I'm tired. That physically hurt
Then
my
why
brain.
did you say the first three were the ones that mattered?
Because those are the ones that you talk
That
about
we
in the
know,
zeitgeist.
I
I'll allow
Nobody
it.
brings
I'll
up Frank
allow it.
Sinatra.
Sure.
Only
But
'cause
some people
got
know
it.
it, but it's not like
Okay.
it's the one that.
All right, fair
people
enough,
talk
fair
about.
enough.
Okay, new game.
Ooh,
Yeah,
hard,
okay.
man. That was so hard.
Just one quick round because you can only play it that way. We're gonna play What's in a Name? Another name.
I just played this game though, full disclosure, like recently.
I
Yeah,
don't know
but
how this game works.
you're just gonna ping pong
Ping
back
pong.
and forth. All you gotta do is give me
I only remember the names I gave though. So
and last time we played it, it was a little easier. I'm whittling it down. We're only doing actors, filmmakers,
What's the game?
actors
Yeah.
with 3 names in them, and I will accept Michael J. Fox.
Okay.
And we're just going back and forth until one cannot name.
So the game is you name actors back and
You remember
forth.
Bald and the Beautiful? This is the same game but with names.
Yeah.
with 3 named people.
3 named people.
I see now.
Triple name.
Why is it called What's in a Name? Another name.
Because inside
What's
their
inside his name?
is
That's
another
another
name. It's really funny. I like it.
My name is Manoj Shyamalan, but there is a knight inside me.
I see. All right.
We can't use those anymore.
There you go.
So only
Alrighty.
actors, you said.
Only actors.
Only actors.
Yeah,
huh?
I want SAG names, is what I'm saying.
What if they're not in SAG? Okay, anyway.
You probably wouldn't know them.
Okay, let's go. Michael J. Fox. Shall I begin?
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Oh man.
Michael B. Jordan.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Sick. I love that. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Ooh.
2 goats.
Uh,
I'm out.
and a
I'm
third
only
one. Mary Kate Olsen.
Thank you so much.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Nice one.
Thank you so much.
Chad Michael Murray.
Nice.
Who's Chad Michael Murray?
He's from Gilmore Girls and a
Oh,
bunch
right,
of other
yeah,
shows.
of
And he was
course.
the OC? No,
No.
One Tree Hill. One of them.
Yeah,
One of those shows.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Keegan Michael Key.
Oh, sick one.
Nice.
I'm
Diversity
I'm
quota.
plumbing the depths here.
Diversity. quota.
If I say this one, you'll get the other one.
Okay,
So
that's good.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Sr.
No. No.
Who's the other one?
Who's the other one?
Okay, you save it. All right. Give us another. Who's the other one?
Sean Michael Murray.
Sean William Scott, you meant?
Yes.
Yeah, what? I was like, that's not a person.
Sean William Scott.
Wait, is that the other two Freddie Prinze?
No,
No.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh,
of
like
course.
that.
Yes.
Okay.
The Scooby-Doo friends.
Yes. And husband
what
and
did I say?
wife.
Sean William Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't got anything.
Oh Jesus.
I'm so screwed.
Wait, I'm already screwed. Lindsay Michael Hogg. He is an actor because he appears in Get Back.
I will accept it
This is
gladly.
ridiculous.
I will accept
He's got
it.
a SAG card.
He's got a SAG card. It helps if you think to yourself, Oscar nominee. It just rolls off your tongue.
Oscar nominee.
Or just, Academy Award winner. But there are fewer of those.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Nice.
J. Jonah Jameson. J.K. Simmons. J.K.
Love
Simmons.
it.
You got
Love
it. Both
it.
of those
Love
are
it.
correct.
Love it.
Yeah. Both of those are correct. The game is basically like think of hyphenates or initials.
Exactly, yeah.
Only actors, you
Only
said, right?
actors, that's the thing. Yeah.
Jesus
When we
Christ.
played it last time, you could take anybody under the sun.
Blue Ivy Carter, who is in the new Lion King movie,
She's a person.
Mufasa.
She's a person.
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, Manoj Night Shyamalan.
Hey, he said
I
that.
literally
And he
said that.
Yeah, so?
That was my example.
So what? I can't
So-
use it?
Michael
No.
J. Fox, get out of here.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus, I hate this.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's not fair. That's not fair. He goes only by Steve Austin.
Does he?
Yeah, his SAG card says Steve Austin. Expendable star Steve Austin. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson has too many names in it. I need 3 names.
But The Rock is a single phrase.
It's an alias.
It's an alias. All right. Arnold B. Schwarzenegger.
He does be.
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger
he
a
does
lot.
I'll give you 10 seconds.
Conan O'Brien.
Judges.
Come on. If you accept Michael B. Jordan, you can accept
Okay,
Conan
Paul
O'Brien.
McCartney.
Hey, there's an apostrophe in there. You need some separation. O'Brien has an
All right.
apostrophe.
Fine. Judge's rule, I'll give you a max of 3 of these chutia names. You've got 1 you've used. You can't
I'm
select.
amazed you think
yeah.
we'll get to 3.
Yeah, that's the other part of it.
I got one. It's my turn? Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Nice one.
Let's go.
Charlie Esteves Sheen.
No. You can say next. Peter B. Parker.
Yeah.
3 names.
Oh, I got one. Got a sick one.
10 seconds.
Something with a Michael in it.
Don't restrict yourself, bro. Go free.
Mind Palace. 5 seconds.
I'm trying to mind palace it. James Earl Jones.
Oh shit! You got Big Daddy.
Nick, a time.
Oh man. I don't know. Oh,
You just have.
Nikolai Coster-Waldau.
Whoa! Okay, now.
Oh my!
I felt that in the back of my throat. Jesus.
I'm so screwed. I don't know how I'm gonna continue this.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Here's another way to think about it. Think
Yeah.
about people who got married and added a name.
That doesn't help me.
Yeah, it doesn't help me either. Who does that? Like, don't most actors go by the same name
Yeah.
after?
I'm screaming inside.
Why?
Because he knows so much. He's the game master. It's fine. It's all right.
It's my turn, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Tight 5 seconds.
Chad, Michael, Murray.
I just said that.
Yeah, I know.
Not just.
And
I'm working with the rhythm of 3 names.
we're out.
All right.
Shah Rukh Khan.
That doesn't count.
Sure.
Does it?
Why?
No.
Why?
It's
3
written
names.
like that, but
It's
Shah
writ-
Rukh is a single name.
It's 3 names. You asked me 3 names. I
Yeah,
gave
he's
it 3
right.
Once
names.
again,
right, he's right.
there's no
Anyway,
separation.
Oh, you just said separation for Conan O'Brien. What? That guy's
Yeah.
in apostrophe. Mine's got clean spaces,
Need
dog.
punctuation.
They just wins.
All right. Yeah. No. I mean, I missed a name already. Give us a few, Joggy.
Courtney Cox Arquette. That vibe.
Oh.
Does she look
I only
like
thought about
Courtney
one.
Cox Arquette now?
Whenever it's written.
Yeah,
it's
they're
out.
no longer together? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, she was for a while. Maybe not
Okay.
anymore. Whatever
Sure.
the hell.
You got any more?
No.
I mean, I think I was thinking of Beyonce Knowles Carter, I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
She's credited
Yeah,
as
things
that.
like that. Like,
But she just goes as
Look,
Beyonce.
she's Beyonce.
if I was
Like
accepting
Zendaya.
Conan O'Brien, I will take these,
Yeah,
you know,
true, true,
things.
true.
down.
We
Yeah.
said yes.
You get
Cool.
3
Three
of
shit
those.
names, yeah.
So there you go.
Oh,
Hope you had fun.
name
Hope that was
another
as
name.
infuriating for you.
Dude, these are hard. This ping pong one is really
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Ping pong is
Because there's no end to it, right? At some point.
It's just it's a submission match. It's like
Yeah.
who will tap out first from just
Yeah.
sheer exhaustion.
hard. Agree. All right, cool.
Gravy.
Thank you, Jishnu, and your game. Okay. If you have any comments, put them in the comments. If you have any thoughts, email us. Contact geekfruit@gmail.com. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Then we can keep making these because we know you like them. Yeah, we will see you guys on the next episode of the Geek Fruit Show. Bye.
Bye.